Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Ninja World. I have a life simulator. Chapter 81. Anbu, Assassinate Tactical Special Forces Throughout. This was created by Second Hokage, an organization solely responsible for Hokage. After Second Hokage created Anbu that year, several other ninja villages followed suit. Although in the original animation plot, Anbu seems to be the role of the tool man, not too brilliant. But the main characters of the original animation are all important plot characters. Overall, Anbu's power is still very strong. In the hearts of many people, Anbu can actually be equated with elite ninjas. It can be seen from one point, that is, those who can join Anbu are at least at the level of elite Chunin. You know, Chunin is someone who can become the captain of a squad. The route, needless to say, is Shimura Danzo, modeled after the organization created by Anbu. In terms of strength, it is no less than Anbu, and even more thorough than Anbu in terms of loyalty. Now, in order to deal with the Uchiha clan, all the Anbu and their roots have come out together, and on the battlefield of the Uchiha clan, a fresh life is constantly being lost. The father-son battle between Uchiha Fugaku and Itachi continues. Uchiha Obito roams the battlefield. Whenever Uchiha's ninja dies, he sneaks up to collect Sharingan. However, Uchiha's fighting style is mainly defensive. Therefore, although the battle is fierce, there are not many casualties, which makes Obito not very satisfied with such a battle. However, while collecting Sharingan, Obito also pays attention to the movement in the distance. With the opening of the 7th gate by Might Guy, the battle in the distance is even louder. In the same way, Fugaku and the old man heard such a big movement and understood that the battle on Uchiha Akira's side had entered a white-hot stage. So get your nerves up and keep stalling for time in these Anbu and root ninjas too. In this way, the battle time has passed for more than half an hour. Uchiha's ninjas only lost about 20% to 30%. Fortunately, the Fugaku patriarch and the old man spoke together, suppressing the Uchiha people's desperate thoughts. Otherwise, more than half an hour of fierce battle has passed, and at least half of Uchiha's clan will be damaged. In this way, the fierce battle passed for about half an hour, and finally the rumbling fighting movement in the distance slowly stopped. Since then, Uchiha Fugaku and the old man have secretly become nervous in their hearts. The battle is over. Did Ming's beheading plan succeed? Or did he fail? It's okay if he fails, I hope he succeeds in escaping his life, right? It seems that the battle in the distance is over. I don't know what happened. Similarly, Obito also felt that the fighting had stopped, and muttered to himself. So far, many Uchiha tribesmen have been killed in battle, but the 3 Tomo Sharingan that Obito should collect only got a dozen pairs, which made Obito shake his head silently, not satisfied. It looks like Shuai is already very tired. In the dark, Orochimaru also waited for an opportunity, and his cold snake eyes stared at Uchiha Itachi. Compared with other things, Orochimaru is more concerned about Uchiha Itachi, and what he wants more is Uchiha Itachi's body. Now that the 2 pairs of Mangekyo Sharingan have been fighting fiercely for so long, Itachi's condition is unprecedentedly weak, and Orochimaru's heart is a little eager. I don't know, if this battle is over, will I have a chance to capture Itachi's body? Orochimaru secretly waited and waited patiently. After all, opportunities are for those who are prepared. However, just as the Uchiha war continued and no one knew how far the war would drag on, a blood-red shadow shot towards the Uchiha land like lightning. Konoha village is too big. Although it is called a village, it feels like a small country. Even after opening the 8th gate, Uchiha Akira's speed soared to ultimate, but it still felt like time passed slowly. In the state of 8th gate, the time that can be maintained is too short. Running until now, Uchiha Akira felt that his body was like a machine, and many of the screws had loosened and were about to fall off. Even, many parts are rapidly depleting. On Uchiha Akira's skin, bright ravines appeared, and these ravines seemed to be able to see blood flowing in them like lava. Grit your teeth, hold on a little more. His own 8th gate opened, killed the 3rd Hokage instantly, and killed Danzo's body, but he didn't say a word of nonsense to Might Guy, and rushed over to the Uchiha clan immediately. If you really can't hold on when you are on the road, I always feel that the 8th gate is a bit of a loss this time, and it can actually play little role. At this time, Uchiha Akira's heart was very emotional. If you have space ninjutsu like Flying Thunder God, it would be great if you could move quickly. Soon. From a distance, my Sharingan can already see Uchiha's clan. Uchiha Akira's ultra high-speed movement is not running on the ground, not even jumping between buildings, but directly running in the air. Yes, Uchiha Akira is running in the air right now. With the 8th gate open, you can use the principle of a compressed air cannon to run in the air. In a sense, this ability similar to flying is an additional effect after opening the 8th gate. At this time, Uchiha Akira's mind was almost focused on how to stabilize his physical condition. Now my body is like a 28th bar that has driven 300 yards on the highway. This overloaded operation made the tires almost burn, and these 2 or 8 bars seemed to fall apart at any time. When all the mental power is concentrated on something, time seems to lose its meaning at this moment, and it is completely unaware of the passage of time. Finally, after an unknown time, Uchiha Akira saw Uchiha's clan. Hundreds, if not thousands, of ninjas fought each other. The Uchiha clan is also a fire-controlling clan, and most of them are fire-style. Therefore, in this dark night, the war in the Uchiha clan is rampant. Countless ninjas fell to the ground, there were Anbu, there were Roots, and of course, there were ninjas from Uchiha. As Uchiha Akira stepped out of the sky, many ninjas fighting in the clan landed and looked up to the sky. Like a blood-red meteor, there was a blood-red light on the horizon, quickly approaching the Uchiha tribe. Then, what is that? Looking at the blood-colored light that was approaching quickly, some ninjas couldn't help but say something. Is that a figure? Uchiha Obito behind the mask looked at the approaching light from a distance, and there was a feeling of shock in his tone. Blood-red light, is it bright? With Mangekyo Sharingan turned on, Patriarch Fugaku's eyesight was naturally the best in the arena. Seeing this light from a distance, Fugaku recognized it as a human figure. Thinking of the legend of the 8 inner gates again, the Fugaku Patriarch felt that the possibility that this figure was Uchiha Akira should be 70% to 80%. This is a person. The same Mangekyo Sharingan, Uchiha Itachi, of course, also saw the essence of this light, which was actually a human form. However, a person runs quickly from the air. What is the situation? Who is this? Not to mention that on the battlefield within the Uchiha clan, what kind of thoughts do you all notice when you notice a blood-red figure rushing towards the horizon? In fact, when these people could see a blood-red shadow approaching in the sky, Uchiha Akira arrived in just a dozen seconds. With a bang, it was really like a huge meteorite fell from the night sky. Uchiha Akira, who fell to the ground, made a terrifying giant crater explode directly upon arrival. At the same time, the chakra, which is as strong as a hurricane wind, overwhelms everyone in the field. As soon as he appeared, Uchiha Akira grabbed everyone's attention. Even the father-son game over there, Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Itachi, stopped their battles and looked at Uchiha Akira. The skin began to slowly become blackened, which is the beginning of the body's performance of carbonization. The many ravines on the body are like cracks. The blood is flowing like lava, and the blood-red steam is still spewing. The blood-red 3-tomo Sharingan quickly glanced at the entire battlefield. Shimura Danzo is dead, so is 3rd Hokage. Uchiha Akira announced. Boom! Uchiha Akira's words fell like a thunderclap on the ground, making everyone on the battlefield dumbfounded. Danzo is dead, and everyone except the root ninja feels dead long ago. But 3rd Hokage also died. Looking at the appearance of Uchiha Akira, this chakra even gives a feeling of suffocation. He killed him. He actually killed the 3rd Hokage. After announcing a sentence, Uchiha Akira's 3-tomo Sharingan searched for a while, and finally found the trace of Uchiha Obito. Afterwards, Uchiha Akira came to Obito as fast as a flying thunder god, and punched him with a punch. When his 8 inner gates can hold on for a little while longer, Uchiha Akira wants to take a shot at Obito. Boom! With the 7th gate open, Uchiha Akira has the power of ninjutsu no less than A rank with a single blow. Now, with the 8th gate open, Uchiha Akira can be said to have no less than S-rank ninjutsu power in every gesture. This blow directly caused the earth within a radius of tens of meters to be completely destroyed. With a casual strike, this is like a single attack turned into an area attack. However, Uchiha Obito's figure still stood firmly in place. Uchiha Akira's attack completely penetrated through him. Seeing Uchiha Akira's actions, after appearing on the stage, he just announced the death of 3rd Hokage and Shimura Danzo, and then shot at a mysterious person next to him. This caused many people in the Uchiha tribe to look at each other in dismay, and their faces also showed stunned expressions. Who is this person? How did he escape Ming's attack just now? The old man stared at Obito seriously and said, "Yes, Uchiha Akira has opened the 8th gate, and he has a terrible power with a single blow. This power is shocking. However, a guy wearing a spiral wooden mask is actually unscathed under such an attack. This makes the old man feel very strange. Who is this person?" It wasn't just the old man who felt different. At this moment, even Uchiha Fugaku, the ninja of Anbu and the ninja of the root have noticed the existence of Uchiha Obito. Uchiha Akira, who drives the 8th gate, caught everyone's attention as soon as he appeared. Naturally, Uchiha Akira was the first to shoot Uchiha Obito after his debut, and he didn't take advantage of it. This made everyone realize how powerful Uchiha Obito is. When he was waiting for the melee just now, such a terrifying mysterious person was actually hiding beside him. Sometimes, when others are stronger, you can easily defeat the other party. This naturally allows you to put on a wave and attract everyone's attention. This is the use of powerful supporting roles to highlight their strength. But now, Uchiha Akira is doing the opposite. He has opened the 8th gate himself, and he is too strong, but he has nothing to do with Uchiha Obito. This naturally allows him to play a supporting role, highlighting the power of Obito. By the way, didn't Obito always like to hide in the dark? Even in the Akatsuki organization, no one knew of his existence. Now, I will use such a method to expose him directly. It's him. Compared to others who don't know Obito's power, Uchiha Itachi certainly knows it. He even had contact with Uchiha Obito, and even knew about Uchiha's genocide this time. This mysterious man also played a role in secret. But I didn't expect that Ming's perception was so keen. As soon as he came to the battlefield, he took action on this mysterious man. However, it was just stated that the 3rd Hokage had been killed. Come to think of it, Danzo is dead, so is the 3rd Hokage. It seems that, in a sense, the contradiction between Uchiha and Konoha's senior management has just been eliminated. After all, if there is a conflict between the two sides, although eliminating Uchiha is a solution to the conflict. But if it can eliminate the high-level Konoha, it is also a way to solve the contradiction. It's just that he chose to shoot Uchiha, while Uchiha Akira chose to shoot at the top of Konoha. Even, Uchiha Akira succeeded one step ahead of himself. Uchiha Itachi stopped, and now that 3rd Hokage is dead, the conflict between Uchiha Konoha and the top has been eliminated. It seems that you have no reason to fight anymore. I and Shisui-san believe that 3rd Hokage is Isshin for the villagers. However, Akira feels that the upper floors of Konoha, including 3rd Hokage, are rotten. This is the difference between the two ideas. So I shot Uchiha. Ming's shot Danzo first, then 3rd Hokage. Today, I haven't succeeded on my side, but Ming's side has still succeeded. Thinking about it this way, I was overwhelmed by Big Brother Shisui's vision, double betting. Ming succeeded here, although I felt sorry for the 3rd generation project. However, sacrificing him alone can save the entire Uchiha and maintain the peace of the village. This seems to have achieved the goal from another perspective. Who is this person? In the Shao organization, I seem to have met, just a substitute member. Orochimaru hid in the dark, and originally focused on Uchiha Itachi. However, as Uchiha Akira appeared driving the 8th gate, and Uchiha Akira launched an attack on Obito, Obito let Uchiha Akira's attack penetrate through his body unscathed. Naturally, Orochimaru's attention also fell to Obito. As a member of the Shao organization, Orochimaru said that his scientist's memory is still very good, and he has met this person in the Shao organization. It's just that a substitute member of Akatsuki's organization can make Uchiha Akira, who opened the 8th gate, be helpless. It seems that this guy is hiding very deeply. Although Uchiha Obito is wearing a mask, it is difficult to see his face. However, in the face of Uchiha Akira's attack, he stood still as if the old god was there. Regardless of how Uchiha Akira attacked, he ignored it. Like a phantom, all of Uchiha Akira's attacks penetrated through his body. 8 inner gates. Opened 8 gate. Indeed, this power is unbelievably strong. However, no matter how strong an attack is, as long as it is hard to hit him, it will be useless, right? Is this guy really just a jerk? In this way, the old god waited for a while, seeing that Uchiha Akira attacked him a dozen times before and after, and each attack penetrated, but he still did not mean to stop, which made Uchiha Obito secretly in his heart. A rant. You know that attacking me is ineffective, why haven't you stopped? So, after waiting for a while and letting Uchiha Akira attack dozens of times, Obito finally spoke up and asked Uchiha Akira. Although I don't know why you can let me penetrate the past, I believe that there will be no invincible ninjutsu in this world. You can't last forever in this state. It doesn't matter how many times I fail, as long as I can hit you once, that's enough. Cough cough. Uchiha Akira spoke, although he did not deliberately reveal the weakness of the 5-minute time limit of Kamui's ability to lead the king, but he put his own thoughts on this side. He can actually analyze this. Uchiha Obito's heart was astonished after hearing Uchiha Akira's firm words. Thanks to Obito's face wearing a spiral wooden mask, no one can see his change in expression. Originally, I thought that what he did was just a joke. But, did he almost point out his Kamui's weakness? This surprised Obito. Is this the greatest genius in the history of the Uchiha clan? This analytical ability is truly terrifying. Are people a jerk? It turns out that the clown is actually me. No way, this guy is sure of this. My body is only valid for 5 minutes, if 5 minutes have passed, his power to open the 8th gate, I can't stop it. Seeing Uchiha Akira's stormy attacks, he treated himself as an entity with each attack, and a minute passed. Uchiha Obito's heart was also secretly anxious. Among the ninjas present, there are many ninjas with high IQ. Uchiha Akira, for example, and Orochimaru, who is also staring in the dark. If Uchiha Akira really held it up to 5 minutes, they knew that Kamui's invincibility effect was only 5 minutes at most. In the future, they will definitely make a battle plan for their own abilities. So, Uchiha Obito is in a hurry at this time. But what if you were in a hurry? Uchiha Akira, who was driving the 8th gate, surrounded his body, attacking continuously, without even a half-second interval. Obito wants to cancel the Kamui effect in advance, and there is no chance at all. Abed, Uchiha Akira's attack is fast and powerful. But unfortunately, Obito's Kamui time is a full 5 minutes. For Uchiha Akira, these 5 minutes are too long, and his 8 inner gates has really reached its limit now. Occasionally cough, and blood will overflow from the mouth. It's just that before the blood has time to drip, it will be quickly vaporized and evaporated into blood-red steam. Uchiha Akira's 8 gate state is indeed terrifyingly strong. However, facing Obito in his state, all his attacks penetrated the past, and it feels like Uchiha Akira is fighting the air alone. La la la. One after another figure came to the Uchiha clan. At this time, the fighting within the Uchiha clan Lee's Good has stopped, and all eyes are on the fight between Uchiha Akira and Obito. Kakashi and Might Guy, these ninjas, followed behind Uchiha Akira and came one after another. Watching Uchiha Akira's battle, which was of no use to Obito, Kakashi and the others were even more shocked. Uchiha Akira, who was in this state just now, almost killed 3rd Hokage in one move. But who is this guy with the spiral wooden mask? He actually made Uchiha Akira have nothing to do with him. Ming, he has reached his limit. Might Guy's 7th gate state has been lifted, because his physique is strong, and the fighting time is not long, so now he is only sore and not disabled. But he saw that Uchiha Akira's body was charred in many places, and the carbonization was very serious, and he said in a low tone. Yes, Uchiha Akira himself feels that his body is now completely riddled with holes and may collapse at any time. Finally, when my body reached the limit, I couldn't help but slap my feet and fell to the ground. Seeing this, Uchiha Obito quickly pulled back, and at the same time silently released Kamui's state, refreshing the 5-minute time limit. Consciousness began to become blurred, and his body was like a scorched corpse. Uchiha Akira didn't dare to hesitate any longer. He has long been stuck with the chakra reward that has not been withdrawn, and made a choice. Seeing that Uchiha Akira fell to the ground, his body was like a scorched corpse, and his body was severely carbonized. Uchiha Itachi sighed silently, and at the same time, he was in awe. Although Uchiha's philosophy is completely different from his own, it can even be said to be the opposite. However, he also sacrificed himself for the Uchiha family, which is indeed awe-inspiring. This guy is dead. Obito, who had retreated a lot, watched Uchiha Akira lying on the ground, entering a state of death, and he was also secretly relieved. Thanks to his 8 inner gates have reached the limit. Otherwise, my Kamui will expire in 5 minutes, and I really don't know how to deal with his power. As for the others, looking at Uchiha Akira lying on the ground, looking at the blood-colored steam rising from his body, he also sighed silently. In any case, the power of the 8 inner gates is indeed terrifyingly strong. It's a pity that Uchiha Akira is still going to die. The super genius known in the ninja world has grown from a child who knows nothing to such a point in just 1 year. He is only 7 years old. Such a genius is like the brightest comet in the night sky. Although it is bright and dazzling, is it fleeting? Originally, Uchiha Akira's appearance at the 8th gate attracted everyone's attention. At this moment, watching Uchiha Akira's young body lying on the ground, dying, many people sighed silently. Of course, there is no sadness on the old man's side. Because he knew very well that when he decided to use 8 inner gates, his great-grandson had already prepared everything so he would not die. Not to mention how other people feel when they see themselves dying. I had already prepared for the bug, and felt that my body had really reached its limit. If I didn't make a choice, I would really die. Uchiha Akira immediately chose the acquisition of chakra. Similar to the feeling of leveling up in an online game, with the choice of Uchiha Akira, without warning, the body instantly recovered. The originally carbonized body was pitch black as ink, and now it has completely disappeared. At the same time, the chakra in Uchiha Akira's body also filled up in an instant, and even soared a lot. Congratulations on the improvement of the comprehensive strength to cage level. The consumption amount of the life simulator has increased to 1 million taels. With the increase of Uchiha Akira's chakra amount, the prompt of the life simulator appeared in front of Uchiha Akira's eyes at the right time. In terms of comprehensive strength, it is comprehensively judged by eliminating the amount of chakra, master of ninjutsu, and combat experience. Life has been simulated so many times, and recently, I have been working hard on the 8th gate. Therefore, the 3 options have been choosing ninjutsu, knowledge and combat experience many times recently, and these are definitely not the shortcomings of Uchiha Akira. And what about chakra? Uchiha Akira has reached the pinnacle of elite Jonin, touching the threshold of cage level. Today, this wave of choices has directly increased the amount of chakra by about 50%. Naturally, Uchiha Akira has stepped into the cage level threshold in one fell swoop, and it is firmly established. Therefore, this comprehensive strength has officially reached the point of cage level. Oh, what a pity, my Sharingan still hasn't evolved to the level of Mangekyo. Although the overall strength has officially entered the cage level, which is very pleasing, but the Sharingan has not evolved, which made Uchiha Akira sigh silently in his heart. The previous ninja level upgrades were accompanied by the evolution of Sharingan. For example, in the first life simulation, I watched all my relatives and friends being killed on the night of the genocide. I opened my eyes before I died, and instantly obtained chakra from nothing. When Ergoyu was also a life simulation, and Keiko left the village, became a rebel and lived together. To be more precise, Keiko has been taking care of herself, and did not abandon her own oil bottle because Uchiha was destroyed. During the simulation, I met Kakuzu, witnessed Keiko being killed, and opened the second Guyu. I became Chunin. What about the 3-pointed jade? Just a few days ago, after witnessing the death of teacher Shisui, I started 3-tomo Sharingan, and my strength has officially reached the stage of Jonin. Unexpectedly, his comprehensive strength has reached cage level now, but Sharingan has not evolved to the level of Mangekyo. So, Mangekyo must be a cage level powerhouse, but a cage level powerhouse may not be able to drive Mangekyo. This made Uchiha Akira's heart feel more emotional. Sure enough, there are many owners of 3-tomo Sharingan, but Mangekyo is very rare, and it is much more difficult to open Mangekyo than he thought. It can be said that the life simulator has gone through hundreds of years, and I still haven't opened Mangekyo. Never be poor and difficult to be a man, never be naive without setbacks. This person has to go through the stage of poverty before he can officially grow up. Similarly, people who have not experienced setbacks are always innocent in their hearts. Whether a man is mature or not depends not on how old he is, but on how many winds and frosts he has experienced. So, Sharingan is the same. It is impossible to drive Mangekyo without experiencing enough grief stimulation, so even if you were a life simulator for hundreds of years. And if the sadness is enough, when Obito is a teenager, can Urgoyu evolve to Mangekyo? So, Mangekyo Sharingan, should I open it or not? In fact, it's okay if I don't open it. After all, there is a life simulator, give me some time to grow. Even if I don't open Mangekyo, I can reach Super Cage level, 6 Paths level, punch Uchiha Madara, kick Otsutsuki Kagaya. Quote. Why let yourself fall into unprecedented grief to open Mangekyo? It's just that it's cage level, and the price of a life simulation has increased by 10 times, and it can only be done once for 1 million. It is indeed a happy thing that the comprehensive strength has been raised to the cage level. However, the simulation of 1 million twice made Uchiha Akira complain. Mangekyo Sharingan, Uchiha Akira is not too persistent. If the strength is strong enough, Mangekyo is just the icing on the cake. His physical condition, what's the matter? Originally, seeing Uchiha Akira slowly entering the demise, Wrong's mood was quite low. Now, in the blink of an eye, Uchiha Akira's physical condition has fully recovered. This made Itachi stunned. I am all feeling here, he is completely intact in one fell swoop. How is that possible? Isn't he dying? Immediately alive? Obito, who was next to him, watched Uchiha Akira's body recover in an instant, and even stood up after turning over. He was dumbfounded. Guy, what's going on here? Kakashi was also dumbfounded and asked Might Guy next to him. I don't know. The 8 inner gates, if they are opened, they can gain power beyond Hokage, but I will surely die. Ming's situation, I don't know what happened. Might Guy is even more dumbfounded at the moment. Seeing the 8 inner gates backlash, Uchiha Akira is about to die, but, in the blink of an eye, is he back? This situation completely destroyed Might Guy's worldview. Did he cast Izanagi? But, it doesn't look like it. On the other hand, the old man and the Fugaku patriarch looked at Uchiha Akira's recovery in an instant, with stunned expressions on their faces. What is Izanagi's ability? It is the forbidden technique that transforms all unfavorable factors into dreams. Therefore, when Izanagi is cast, the way of expression should be that Uchiha Akira is dying, and it will be transformed into a dream disappearing. Then, the original Uchiha Akira appeared, right? However, he was about to die like he just now, but he instantly recovered as before. This situation is completely different from how Izanagi should have behaved. At this moment, the situation of Uchiha Akira once again shocked everyone, and even more dumbfounded everyone. Anyone who knows the 8 inner gates forbidden technique knows that this is a trick of chi life. Although those who use it will gain powerful strength, they will surely die. But the situation of Uchiha Akira completely broke the common sense that everyone knew. Hey, wait, my physical condition is not quite right. Although at this time, everyone was shocked because they recovered all their injuries in an instant, but Uchiha Akira found that something was not right. It was a far cry from what I had expected. Because, with the extraction of his chakra, after the injury and chakra were fully recovered, the blood-red steam that had been extinguished on his body re-emerged. What does this mean? This is his own 8 inner gates, the gate of death is still open. So what? I originally wanted to use the ability of the life simulator to instantly restore all the chakra and injuries to fix the bug of 8 inner gates. Is it useless at all? Does it make sense if you think about it? First of all, the state of opening the door is different from other doors. Once opened, it cannot be closed. After all, the person who opened the door to death already has the determination of chlorine life, and naturally there is no such thing as closing it. Otherwise, if you turn it on and off again, it won't kill you, right? It's like starting a fire, the flame won't go out unless it burns to ashes. And what about recovering all of his injuries and chakra instantly? It's like a piece of wood that is about to burn out, is about to go out, and goes to a new piece of wood to continue. As a result, the new wood also burns up. From a game point of view, 8 Inner Gates backlash is like a poisoned state that continuously loses blood. However, just at this time breakthrough, full of blood and blue. However, this does not mean that this poisoning state has disappeared. The final result is still death, but it can be delayed a little longer. I originally thought I could get stuck in a bug, but I forgot that once the door of death is opened, it cannot be closed automatically unless the person dies. This is something I didn't expect in advance. The life simulator instantly restores all the effects of chakra and injuries, and originally wanted to cooperate with the dead door to get stuck. Unexpectedly, after the door of death is opened, it can only be closed after death. This is something that Uchiha Akira did not expect. Seeing that he was still in a state of death, he still looked like a rainbow, and the blood-colored steam filled his body, Uchiha Akira was really about to cry. Although the opening state of the door of death is strong, but watching his whole body's blood boil and evaporate, his body carbonization and withering, such pain is naturally very uncomfortable. In other words, it's like burning yourself alive. The simulator recovered, and I actually had to experience such pain again. I was really about to cry come. However, the matter has come to this point. Of course, it is necessary to maximize the power of this dead door. Resisting the pain, Uchiha Akira's eyes scanned the field, searching for Uchiha Obito's whereabouts again. This wave, he is equivalent to reopening the dead door, should he have the opportunity to destroy the king. However, his eyes swept carefully, but he couldn't find Obito's whereabouts. This made Uchiha Akira helpless. Well, it seems that his injury recovered in an instant, and this situation scared Obito away. At this time, Uchiha Obito used the escaping technique to escape from Konoha village while Uchiha Akira recovered from his injuries and attracted everyone's attention. At the same time, I have lingering fears. After using the forbidden technique like 8 Inner Gates, is it still alive? What's the secret behind this Uchiha Akira? Regarding his situation, it seems that I will pay more attention to him in the future. As for his secrets, you still have to find a way to investigate it clearly, and when you haven't investigated it clearly, try not to contact him as much as possible. Although the door to death is open, there is no doubt that he will die, but Obito is not sure whether this wave of Uchiha Akira will really die. Uchiha tribe. At this moment Uchiha Akira has become the hero of the whole Uchiha. All Uchiha's clansmen stared at Uchiha Akira with frenzy. Although Uchiha Akira was only a 7-year-old child, he was able to execute a beheading plan, killing Shimura Danzo and 3rd Hokage successively. In the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Akira is now a proper Uchiha hero. As for the surrounding Konoha shinobi, they all lowered their heads when Uchiha Akira's eyes swept over them. At this moment, Uchiha Akira, with the 8th gate open, is like the legendary Uchiha Madara, enough to suppress everyone. Uchiha Akira's body fell to the ground again, and once again experienced the backlash after opening the door to death. This time, everyone watched silently, and no one spoke. When he was about to die, he suddenly came alive without warning. What about this time? Can it also be cured suddenly? Originally, watching Uchiha Akira enter the demise, this is quite a heavy thing. But now, the people of Uchiha have hope, but they can't feel any heavy atmosphere. In this way, in front of everyone's eyes, Uchiha Akira's body really turned into a coke, and the breath on his body became weaker and weaker, until it disappeared completely. Naturally, Uchiha Akira is also dead. Dead, really dead. Seeing that Uchiha Akira died just like that, Uchiha's clansmen were a little stunned. Then, the atmosphere became heavy again. Even, many Uchiha people are sobbing in a low voice. Has the strongest genius in the Uchiha clan sacrificed himself for the entire Uchiha after all? He is only a 7-year-old child. Quack. However, when the atmosphere became unprecedentedly heavy, suddenly, a crow appeared out of nowhere, standing on Uchiha Akira's charred chest. The eyes of this crow are the Mangekyo Sharingan of the four-cornered windmill. Mangekyo. This crow actually has a pair of Mangekyo Sharingan. Looking at the crow that appeared out of thin air, and the Sharingan with a pair of four-cornered windmills in the eyes of the crow, countless people were amazed. Mangekyo Sharingan. This is the legend of the Uchiha clan. First the Fugaku Patriarch awakened Mangekyo, and then Uchiha Itachi also had Mangekyo, which in itself was shocking. Now, has the third pair of Mangekyo Sharingan appeared? When did the Mangekyo Sharingan of the Uchiha clan become so worthless? Just like the Super Saiyan in the Dragon Ball world, it was originally a legendary existence. However, the appearance of Super Saiyans one after another really makes people complain. When did Super Saiyans become so worthless? The truth is the same as that, Shisui's Mangekyo, double Mangekyo gathered. It seems that the Sharingan that Danzo took away has really been taken back by Ming. Looking at the four-cornered windmill in the crow's eyes, Uchiha Itachi certainly recognized that it was Uchiha Shisui's eyes. At the same time, I also knew in my heart that Danzo was indeed dead. Otherwise, Shisui's eyes that he took away could not have fallen into Uchiha Akira's hands. Just when everyone stared at this crow that appeared out of thin air, they were shocked by the Mangekyo Sharingan in its eyes. Suddenly, the crow's left eye suddenly went blind and slowly closed. At the same time, the body of Uchiha Akira, who was lying on the ground like charcoal, also turned into a phantom and disappeared quickly. Seeing this, the old man and the Fugaku patriarch understood that it was Izanagi who started it. Just using Mangekyo Sharingan to cast Izanagi. That's a bit too extravagant, isn't it? But think about Uchiha Akira's Sharingan. Apart from other people's Mangekyo, there is only his own Sengo Jade. Although Mangekyo is of higher quality than Sengo Jade, after all, your eyes are the most important, right? Therefore, Uchiha Akira used the transcription seal, which was already set up, and used Mangekyo Sharingan to cast Izanagi for himself, although the old man and the others felt distressed. However, it is acceptable. After Uchiha Akira's body disappeared, the same, as if phantom. Another Uchiha Akira appeared out of thin air in front of everyone, looking in good spirits, still unscathed. Sure enough, Izanagi still has to rely on Izanagi to fix the bug of 8 inner gates. After being resurrected, Uchiha Akira sighed silently as he saw that the crow's Sharingan had closed one. If the life simulator can be stuck, 8 inner gates can't say, he can really become his regular ability. But now, well, it seems that unless it is really a matter of life and death, otherwise, this 8 gate must not be opened again. Fu, resurrected. He didn't die. However, although Uchiha Akira was secretly sighing that the bug of 8 inner gates was not so easy to get stuck, but seeing Uchiha Akira resurrected, all the people in this clan were stunned. Especially those Uchiha people who were sobbing in a low voice stopped sobbing and looked at Uchiha Akira in amazement, feeling very strange in their hearts. At first I thought he was dead, but I was sad, but I didn't expect to recover from the injury in the blink of an eye. Seeing his recovery, he was happy at first, but he died again. This time he died. Do you think he should recover again? Unexpectedly, it was not as expected, he really died. Well, if you are really dead, you are sure, then let's cry and be sad again. How do you know that he is alive again? Play. Between life and death, is he repeatedly jumping horizontally, pulling to the limit? These people of Uchiha really don't know what kind of expression they should use to face the resurrected Uchiha Akira. And the other ninjas in the clan, seeing that Uchiha Akira is really dead and resurrected, their hearts are even more shocked. Is this Uchiha's power? Not only can he open the 8 inner gates, but he is so strong that he kills the 3rd Hokage-sama. Or even evade 8 inner gates' mortal rule. How exactly is this done? Opening the 8th gate, it turns out that it is not mortal. Might Guy looked at Uchiha Akira in surprise, and whispered in his mouth, only to feel that the worldview collapsed. This situation is difficult to replicate. A Mangekyo Sharingan has just been closed. Must this be some kind of pupil technique? The price paid is also very high. Kakashi's observation is naturally much more careful than Might Guy, so Kakashi whispered to Might Guy. So, Uchiha's Mangekyo is indeed powerful, and he can even resurrect from the dead. Listen to Kakashi's reminder, though Might Guy also knows that resurrection comes at a high price. However, Might Guy is still very surprised. After all, this is a means of resurrection. Isn't it normal to have some heavy costs? In the same way, the other ninjas in Konoha village also understood that 8 inner gates mortal law was indeed effective, and Uchiha Akira was indeed dead just now. However, the Uchiha clan has the means to bring the dead back to life, and it is also used in front of everyone's eyes. This made Konoha's ninjas even more terrified. Is this the power of the Uchiha clan? Can a dead person even be resurrected? The power of Uchiha, This is the power of Sharingan, what a wonderful power. Orochimaru, who was hidden in secret, also saw the power of death and resurrection with his own eyes, which made him tremble with excitement. Sticking out his long tongue and licking his cheek, Orochimaru is really excited. What is Orochimaru's obsession? Sharingan. In fact, his greatest obsession is eternal life. Originally obsessed with the power of Sharingan, now, seeing with his own eyes that Sharingan has the ability to resurrect the dead, Orochimaru is even more excited. For Sharingan's dedication and obsession, it is naturally more important. Next to him, Anbu and the ninja at the root still did not disperse. Seeing that Uchiha Akira was resurrected, the ninja at the root and Anbu whispered to the ninja who came after him, and asked about the situation of Danzo and third Hokage. Finally, from the mouths of the ninjas who followed, they naturally knew that Danzo and the third generation had indeed been killed by Uchiha Akira. Hero. This night, Uchiha, and even the entire Konoha village, is destined to be a sleepless night. This night, countless ninjas died, including Anbu, Roots, and ninjas from the Uchiha clan. That night, the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen also died. When the next morning dawned, countless villagers of Konoha village found that the sky had changed. The third Hokage was actually killed. After a good rest, all the dead ninjas were handed over to their respective families to accept the bodies. And Uchiha Itachi, the son of the Uchiha Patriarch, has been locked up in Uchiha's dungeon because he rebelled against Uchiha. Sleepless nights, all night without rest in Uchiha Fugaku. After dealing with these matters, Fugaku sent a letter to the Hyuga clan, Aburame, everyone and many other ninja clan chiefs of Konoha village, inviting them to meet at the Hokage building. The third Hokage is already dead. Naturally, the most important thing to do next is to settle the position of the fifth Hokage as soon as possible before the news of the Konoha coup infighting spreads. There was still an hour before the party. Uchiha Akira was not in a hurry to accompany the old man and the Fugaku Patriarch to set off. Instead, review your own gains and exposed things on this night of genocide in your mind. The biggest reward, of course, is to destroy the 520 floor of Konoha, allowing Uchiha to successfully survive the original night of annihilation in the original book. What was exposed was 8 inner gates, Izanagi, and his own strength. Of course, the existence of Uchiha Obito was properly exposed this time. Haven't you been hiding in the dark all the time as an old Yinbi? Now, the ninjas of Konoha village, many people know that there is such a mysterious ninja with a spiral mask, right? Master Ming, Master Sasuke is looking for you. After a busy night, she was destined to have no rest today. Keiko came to Uchiha Akira. Let him come here. Hearing Kiko's words, Uchiha Akira sighed in his heart. Of course you can see why Sasuke came to him. Ming, he has been locked in the family's prison, please go and save him. When he came to Uchiha Akira, Urzuzi's first sentence was to ask Uchiha Akira to save him. Your father is the patriarch, why don't you go and beg your father? Uchiha Akira asked. I begged, but my father wouldn't let go. Hearing this, Urzuzi said frankly. Indeed, even though he is Uchiha's patriarch, he must be an example. Last night, Uchiha Itachi blatantly stood on Konoha's side, and even murdered his clan. With such a sin, Fugaku, as the patriarch, can only be righteous and kill his relatives. If this is all favoritism and let his son go, let alone whether he can still be the patriarch. At least, the entire Uchiha clan will not agree to him. Do you think I can do something that even your father can't do? Uchiha Akira asked, looking at Urzuzi. Okay, now the whole Uchiha says you are a hero, the hero who saved the whole Uchiha, if you are willing to save him, you can. Although I know that my request is indeed difficult for a strong man, Sasuke really has no way out now. Uchiha Itachi is a Brokan indeed. But in the same way, Uchiha Sasuke is not a brother control. Looking at Urzuzi's expression, he really had no choice but to ask himself to come. Thinking about it again, I got 200 taels for Urzu before, so I just divided myself 100 taels, so I let myself know the cheat of the life simulator. Uchiha Akira will always keep this love in his heart. Of course, more importantly, Uchiha Akira didn't even think about letting Itachi die. After all, the living Uchiha Itachi can play a great role. Okay, I'll try it out. In public and private, Neither thought of letting Uchiha Itachi die, so after a little thought, Uchiha Akira nodded and agreed. That's great, thank you, Ming, thank you. Knowing that his father couldn't do things, it was really embarrassing for Ming to do it, but seeing Ming nodded and agreed, Sasuke was very moved for a while. It was as if in the abyss of despair, finally saw a ray of hope. After driving the Jang time, there is still about an hour, and it is time for Uchiha to meet with the other ninjas to discuss the position of Hokage. At that time, as the performer of the beheading plan, he had to be present. So, time is a little tight. Originally, I was going to wait for the Hokage position to be settled, and then consider what Itachi will do. Now that I have agreed to Sasuke, Uchiha Akira got up. Master, breakfast is ready. Keiko shouted loudly as Uchiha Akira walked out. Opened 8 inner gates last night, had a busy night, and haven't eaten anything yet. I'm going out for something, and I'll be back in an hour. Uchiha Akira grabbed a few rice balls from the table, left such a sentence, and walked out of the house with Sasuke. After leaving, Uchiha Akira handily divided 2 rice balls to Sasuke and said, "Go and wait in the woods outside the clan, and if I can rescue Itachi, let him find you." Reaching out to take the rice ball, Sasuke nodded heavily, and the two left in 2 directions. Uchiha's prison, not a big one, is only used to imprison the sinners within the clan. Originally Uchiha Itachi opened Mangekyo, and his popularity in the clan soared. However, his actions against the clan last night immediately made him a sinner of Uchiha. How high the prestige was in the past, how much he has been spurned by the clan now. Uchiha Itachi is now bound by chains with sealing power, and there are 2 elites in the clan guarding the door. Master, ordinary people can't come to see Uchiha Itachi, but seeing Uchiha Akira coming over, the ninjas in these 2 tribes hurriedly spoke, and even offered to salute. Although only 7 years old, Uchiha Akira is now Uchiha's hero. In terms of prestige, it is not even inferior to Fugaku, the patriarch who owns the Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Akira didn't talk nonsense, just glanced at the 2 clansmen, and the 3 Tomo Sharingan in his eyes appeared. Afterwards, the elites of these 2 clans immediately rolled their eyes and fell into a coma. Although both are 3 Tomo Sharingan, these 2 tribes are only Jonin strength, Uchiha Akira is Kage-level strength. Coupled with hundreds of years of simulation, ninjutsu and illusion are all very grand masters. With mental arithmetic, these 2 Uchiha elites fell into a coma due to Uchiha Akira's illusion. Then, Uchiha Akira pushed open the door and entered the prison. Uchiha Itachi sat quietly in the prison, his expression was calm, but he couldn't see the slightest feeling of being a prisoner. "You're here," Uchiha Itachi said calmly when he saw Uchiha Akira coming in. "What, do you want one?" Uchiha Akira raised his left hand and signaled that the rice ball in his right hand was almost finished, and the last one in his left hand remained untouched. "I look like this, but I don't have a hand." Uchiha Itachi gestured to the way he is now bound by the seal chain. Uchiha Akira nodded. He opened his mouth and stuffed the remaining half of the rice ball into his mouth. Then, he walked in front of Uchiha Itachi and stretched out his hand to grab the chain full of sealing power. Pull hard. The steel chain is straight, but it doesn't move. Then, Uchiha Akira opened the door all the way, and opened directly to the 6th gate. Finally, the chain couldn't resist Uchiha Akira's violence and was torn apart. As expected of the person who opened Mangekyo, this chain is indeed strong enough to bind you. After breaking the chain, Uchiha Akira brought the rice ball to Uchiha Itachi again. Uchiha Itachi looked at Uchiha Akira in amazement, obviously not expecting that he would violently tear off the chains on his body. He was not polite, he reached out to take the rice ball, and Itachi asked, "Aren't you afraid that I will find a way to escape?" Run away, I came here to let you out," Uchiha Akira said indifferently. "Let me go." Why? Itachi felt even more different when he heard Uchiha Akira's words. Yes, he betrayed Uchiha, killed his clan, and even went against Ming's philosophy, but he actually wanted to let him go. "No way, Urzuzi came over to ask me to save you. I don't have any friends in the clan. Urzuzi is one of them. It's the first time he begged me, I can't refuse it directly, right?" Uchiha Akira said flatly. Sasuke. Hearing these words, Rong's expression flashed a touch of tenderness. In order to save himself, did Sasuke go to seek clarification? Even if Sasuke begs you, that's not the main reason you let me go, right? Soon, Itachi regained his energy, looked at Uchiha Akira and said with a determined look. Well, it's not the main reason. Even if he didn't come to beg me, I would have been ready to let you go. Uchiha Akira nodded, still very frank. Although he has the ability to foresee the plot, Uchiha Akira is very clear that he is far from the opponent of Itachi in terms of resourcefulness. So, I didn't even think about hiding it from him. Last night, you should know the man with the spiral wooden mask. Don't look at me with eyes, in fact, I know it too. He calls himself Uchiha Madara, but he's not, don't worry about that. But it is undeniable that he will be Konoha in the future, and even the source of the chaos in the ninja world. So, I want you to leave as a traitor and watch over him. Uchiha Akira said. Shao organization will still be his biggest enemy in the future. As it happens, the Uchiha coup has been successful, so Itachi has no place in Konoha. It's perfect for him to stare at Shao's words and deeds just like in the original book. Uchiha Akira is also very clear that for the peace of Konoha, even the ninja, it is impossible to refuse. It is good. Sure enough, without asking more, Itachi knew that the guy who called himself Uchiha Madara was indeed a very restless factor, so he simply nodded and agreed. After eating a rice ball, Itachi left. By the way, remember to go to the grove next to the clan to say goodbye to Sasuke, he is waiting for you. Uchiha Akira shouted when he saw Pina's disappearing figure. Hearing this, Itachi's footsteps stopped slightly. Ming, although you and I have different ideas, but you have done a good job, you are better than me, I am sure brother Shisui will be proud of you. Wrong left, and the voice floated far away. Itachi's body flicker technique is very fast. Itachi has always had a stern look. However, today I betrayed Uchiha, and I will definitely become Konoha's traitor in the future. A smile appeared on Chia Itachi's face involuntarily, and there was even a sense of relief that the burden on him was finally lifted. Itachi has been caught between Uchiha and the village all this time, and it is indeed a dilemma. But now, the conflict between the village and Uchiha is completely resolved. Although the concept explained is completely different from his own, but only by sacrificing Danzo and Third Hokage, the conflict between Uchiha and Konoha can be completely eliminated. In Itachi's view, such a result is difficult to achieve, even more difficult than killing Uchiha. However, it is the most perfect ending. I did not expect it to be successful. Although he betrayed Uchiha and was imprisoned in prison, but in fact, to be able to see such an ending, a near-perfect ending, Itachi was executed himself, and he would die with a smile. But now, Ming is asking himself to continue to monitor the masked man's actions for the sake of Uchiha, for the sake of the village, and even for the peace of the entire ninja world. Uchiha Itachi seems to have found his purpose in life again. Ming has the ability to predict the future, since he told himself that the masked man is the source of the turmoil in the ninja world in the future. That's right, Uchiha Itachi would love to do something like that too. Performing the body flicker technique, Uchiha Itachi left the clan land and met Uchiha Sasuke in the grove on the edge of the clan land. Brother, that's great, Ming really rescued you. Sasuke's face showed a happy smile when he saw the discovery appearing in front of him. Looking at Sasuke's appearance, Uchiha Itachi couldn't help showing a gentle smile on his face. He waved to Sasuke, followed, and poked his finger on Sasuke's forehead. Sasuke, forgive me, I'm here to say goodbye to you. The deputy left, very peacefully. Of course, this walk does not mean to die, but to leave Konoha village. Sasuke looked at the back of his leaving, and tried several times to ask him to stay, but he couldn't say the words. Although he is only a 7-year-old child, Sasuke also understands that leaving Uchiha and Konoha village is his best choice from his current standpoint. Otherwise, you will surely die if you stay. Seeing Itachi marking his forehead protector with marks representing rebellion with his own eyes, Sasuke only felt that the knife was marked on his heart. Looking at Itachi's left figure, Uchiha Sasuke's eyes turned scarlet as blood. At the same time, a hook jade appeared in each of his eyes. This is Sharingan turned on. What is the situation of the two brothers Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Sasuke? Let's not say for the time being. After Fang Itachi left, Uchiha Akira rushed home immediately, just as the old man was about to go out. The grandfather and grandson also went out together to meet with several other elders and patriarchs. In name, this time to invite other ninjas to a meeting is to elect the 5th Hokage. In fact, the purpose of this gathering was to announce that the 5th Hokage would be appointed by Uchiha, so that other ninjas would agree. I heard that Sasuke came to ask you to save Itachi. Walking beside Uchiha Akira, the old man asked. Yes, I let Itachi go. Of course, Uchiha Akira didn't hide it in front of his old man. Besides, now that my status, how to deal with Itachi, I really have such qualifications. Well, Itachi's idea, although very paranoid, doesn't mean that he is evil. I also understood that Itachi's betrayal of the family was for peace. The old man nodded, and there was no overreaction. It's a pity, my Uchiha family's pair of Mangekyo have been living in the ninja world. Immediately, the old man sighed silently again. Compared with the life and death of Itachi, the old man actually regrets that such a pair of Mangekyo lives outside the ninja world. After all, Mangekyo Sharingan, this is the pride of Uchiha and the face of Uchiha. Mangekyo, who is living abroad, is more than such a pair. Seeing the old man's regretful appearance, Uchiha Akira secretly muttered in his heart. Of course, Uchiha Akira didn't mean to say this. By the way, if Wrong leaves, where will he go next? After sighing with regret, the old man asked again. Opening his mouth, Uchiha Akira was about to answer when he saw Patriarch Fugaku coming along with several other elders. In this way, after all the upper floors of Uchiha have converged, go to the Hokage building. At this time, the Hokage building has gathered a lot of Konoha village's famous existence. Hyuga clan Jong, Inu clan head, Inoshika Cho 3 clan heads, Anbu's Anbu captain, the elite of the Gen organization, and Kakashi and Might Guy, several civilian ninjas represented by elite Jonin. Looking around, there are probably dozens of people who came here. As for the original Mitokado Homura and the declining Kaharu, they were smart enough to not come uninvited without notifying them to come to the meeting. In the original book, after the death of 3rd generation and Danzo, Tsunade succeeded to the throne, and these two old guys jumped out, and the old man were pointing fingers at the side. However, now Uchiha killed Danzo and the 3rd generation to seize power. They both have the same temperament to bully the soft and fear the hard. How can they dare to stand up and betray the old? I also deeply understand that my own time has passed, so I didn't do anything stupid. With the arrival of Uchiha Akira and his party, the ninjas attending the meeting began to discuss the issue of the position of Hokage. The coup was initiated by the Uchiha family, and the power of the Uchiha family is indeed the strongest in Konoha. Mangekyo's Fugaku, the main thing is Uchiha Akira who opened the 8th gate and didn't die. This Hokage competition searched the whole Konoha village, and no one can compete with Uchiha, right? Of course, it's one thing that no one competes, but in order for everyone to recognize Uchiha's position as Hokage, it is necessary to negotiate with Uchiha on some terms of interest. Uchiha Akira opened the 8th gate invincible while he was fighting. But when it comes to the wrangling between these politicians, I feel dozed off, and I just listened by the side the whole time, without any intention to interrupt. It is nothing more than that this place is divided for you, and that commercial area is run by him in exchange for the support of these ninjas for Uchiha to succeed Hokage. Ming, it seems that you don't like such a scene very much. The ninja clan chiefs, while discussing with Fugaku, just when Uchiha Akira was drowsy, Might Guy came to Uchiha Akira's side and said in a low voice. What, don't you like this kind of scene? Uchiha Akira asked rhetorically after glancing at Might Guy. Although last night, the two of them had a blast at the 7th gate, forcing Uchiha Akira to only open the 8th gate. But that's all a difference of position. Now that 3rd Hokage is dead, it won't turn the two against each other. Hearing this, Might Guy smiled, and with his temperament, of course he didn't like these scenes. I didn't expect that from now on, Uchiha will have a Hokage. After passing this topic, Might Guy suddenly said with some sigh. Over the years, the people of the Uchiha family have been arrogant and not very popular with the Konoha villagers, even Might Guy knows this. Actually, it stands to reason that the location of 1st Hokage should actually belong to our Uchiha family. It's a pity, Hearing Might Guy's words, Uchiha Akira said, and finally shook his head helplessly. Ah, first Hokage, it was supposed to belong to Uchiha's house. Hearing this, Might Guy looked at Uchiha Akira in disbelief. Obviously, this statement made him feel very different. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, is this a deeply rooted thing? Why is the location of first Hokage supposed to be Uchiha's house? Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara ended the chaotic Sengoku era, created Konoha village, and brought the ninja world into the ninja village era, you know that. Anyway, I don't have much room to intervene now, so instead of being sleepy, I might as well chat, or give Might Guy a literacy. Of course I know that, it's in the textbook of the ninja school. Might Guy nodded clearly. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, what is the best ability? Uchiha Akira continued to ask. Of course, it's wood style. Might Guy replied. Yes, then, what is the ability of Uchiha Madara? Or, what is the ability of the Uchiha clan? Uchiha Akira asked. Sharingan, Might Guy asked. What about Uchiha who didn't open his eyes? Uchiha Akira asked. Hey, that's fire style, right? Your Uchiha's family emblem looks like a fan of fire control. This time Might Guy gave the correct answer after Uchiha Akira's reminder. Yes, so Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama had an agreement back then. The name of the village, because Senju Hashirama is good at wood style, so Uchiha Madara named the village Konoha village to echo Senju Hashirama's wood style. And Senju Hashirama's name for the village chief, Hokage, echoes Uchiha Madara's fire style. So, the two originally agreed that first Hokage should be Uchiha Madara's, so that it is worthy of the name. But unfortunately, at the end, Uchiha Akira shook his head, a little helpless. It's a pity that starting from Indra, he is a powerful but hard to approach character, and of course Uchiha Madara, the reincarnation of Indra, is the same. And Ashura, it's a character that is easy to mix with others, and the same is true for Senju Hashirama, Ashura's reincarnation. Therefore, the candidates for first Hokage, and everyone in Konoha village at that time, almost unanimously decided that Senju Hashirama was the most suitable candidate. Coupled with the strength of Senju Hashirama, it is indeed slightly stronger than Uchiha Madara. Of course, what Uchiha Akira lamented was not that Uchiha Madara lost the position of Hokage. But because of this, Uchiha Madara was induced to leave Konoha, and Obito Blacken, Project Tasuki no Mi, etc. It turns out that the name of Konoha village and the title of Hokage came from this way. After chatting with Uchiha Akira in a low voice, Might Guy's face showed a look of surprise, and at the same time, he said suddenly. In other words, the village is called Konoha village, and the head of the village is called Hokage, and it has always been like this. But why is it called that? Might Guy never really thought about it. Hearing what Uchiha Akira said today, Might Guy suddenly realized. More importantly, Uchiha Akira's words are indeed very reasonable. Konoha village is a village created by Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama to end the troubled times of Sengoku. So, based on Senju Hashirama's wood style, the village name is Konoha. And based on Uchiha's fire style, the head of the village is named Hokage, which is really reasonable. Just, why is this statement never popular in the village? Even the teaching of the ninja school, it is never mentioned. Greater than. Suddenly, a strange look appeared on Might Guy's face. Yes, there are also history books at the ninja school to record what happened in Konoha and even from the Sengoku era. It stands to reason that this is related to the situation of Konoha village itself, which should be recorded in the history books. Ah, but, listening to Might Guy's words, Uchiha Akira smiled sarcastically. Might Guy doesn't quite understand, what does, mean? Ming, it looks like you are swearing. Might Guy said strangely. Yes, just swearing. Uchiha Akira nodded frankly. Might Guy, of course, I'm not scolding you, I'm scolding the original Konoha executives, but, I didn't expect Mr. Guy, your sense of smell would be so dull. Think about it, who created Konoha village? The Senju family and the Uchiha family, but what? The Senju family is long gone, and the Uchiha family almost disappeared last night. As the two founders of Konoha village and the two most powerful families in Konoha village, they almost disappeared. Do you think this is really a coincidence? Uchiha Akira sends sole questions to Might Guy. Quote. To be honest, Might Guy's sense of smell is indeed not sharp. However, now Uchiha Akira has reminded to this point, if you still can't notice that something is wrong, it is not a problem of political sense, but a problem of IQ. Yes, as the founders of Konoha village, the Senju clan is gone, and the Uchiha clan almost disappeared last night. This thing is really terrifying. Uchiha Akira and Might Guy, chatting and talking in low voices. In the conference room, many people cast strange glances. It's no secret that Uchiha Akira and Might Guy were originally somewhat personal. Otherwise, where did Uchiha Akira's 8 inner gates come from? However, last night, in order to protect the 3rd Hokage, Might Guy opened the 7th gate and fought against the 7th gate of Uchiha Akira and hugged him. This is what everyone sees. If it weren't for Might Guy, Uchiha Akira would have successfully crushed everything when he opened the 7th gate last night, and would not have been forced to open the 8th gate. Originally, they all thought that the two should have turned against each other. However, today the two of them are still able to talk in a low voice in this conference room. Can't you see that they are fighting each other? After a little thought, everyone will understand what is going on. This is Uchiha Akira and doesn't hold a grudge against Might Guy. And this also makes many people feel secretly in their hearts. Uchiha Akira's size and mind are really not like a 7-year-old child should have. Tomorrow and last night, Might Guy tried his best to block it, because of his position, and he didn't hold grudges. Is that the kind of mind a 7-year-old can have? In this way, it took more than 3 hours to discuss the issue of the distribution of interests in Konoha village, and finally, between Uchiha and the ninjas, a balance point that both parties can agree on has been reached. Of course, Might Guy and Kakashi, the civilian ninjas they represent, as well as the roots and aspects of Anbu, Uchiha also negotiated with them and got a satisfactory answer. The so-called emperor and courtier, Shimura Danzo, is dead, and so is the 3rd Hokage. The Uchiha coup was successful, except for a very small number of individuals who were genuinely loyal to Danzo and 3rd Hokage rather than the village's position. Uchiha took over as Hokage without much opposition. Just as the new Lion King of the Pride killed the old Lion King, the coup was a success. Taking over Hokage's position, of course not many people will object. Most of the ninjas are loyal to Konoha village, not 3rd Hokage. Just like if a certain prince in ancient times succeeded in rebelling, how many people would be willing to accompany the fallen emperor to die? Of course, if the rebel was a foreigner, the situation would be different. But Uchiha is not an alien to Konoha, is it? Even, in essence, without the Senju family, Uchiha is the founder of Konoha village Genhongmyeojung. After the matter is settled, soon, the new Hokage succession ceremony will be announced to the villagers of Konoha village. Of course, it is necessary to send a corresponding document to the daimyo office of the Country of Fire, and let the daimyo of the Country of Fire officially issue a letter of appointment for Hokage appointment, then everything is in line with the procedure. Regarding the matter of going to the Land of Fire, it will take at least half a month to go back and forth. So, these days, Uchiha Fugaku, as Uchiha's patriarch, takes on the identity of Hokage. After the matter was settled, Uchiha and his party returned to the clan. Next, of course, after Uchiha got the position of Hokage, some people who need to be resettled will be transferred. First of all, the identities of Mitokado Homura and Kaharu elders were not in a hurry to be removed. However, the chief elder took over the position of Danzo Hokage's assistant. At the same time, as another giant of Konoha village, the patriarch of Hyuga Hiyashi has also added the position of Konoha's assistant. What about Uchiha Akira? Take over as Minister Konoha Anbu. Kakashi became Uchiha Akira's subordinate as deputy minister. Of course, these have not been appointed immediately, they are all drafts currently drawn up. The role played by Uchiha Akira in this coup is obvious to all. And his strength, the whole Konoha has seen with his own eyes. Whether it is prestige or strength, taking over the post of Minister Konoha Anbu is all expected, and no one refutes it. That's why Uchiha Akira is still too young, only 7 years old. Otherwise, for the position of Hokage, he is qualified to compete with the Fugaku patriarch. However, even so, Uchiha, and even the entire Konoha village, has many people's secret affirmation. If Fugaku succeeds the 5th Hokage, it is no surprise that the 6th Hokage will fall on Uchiha Akira. Well, I don't think it's a good job for me, the patriarch, Minister Anbu. However, when they returned to the Uchiha family, where the senior management was discussing the transfer of Konoha village personnel, Uchiha Akira said when he heard that he was ready to take over as Minister of Anbu. Oh, then what do you think? Fugaku stared at Uchiha Akira and asked Uchiha Akira, who didn't seem to want to take over as Minister of Anbu. I think it would be more appropriate for me to manage Konoha's finances. A smile appeared on Uchiha Akira's face. Fufufu, how much is the finance of the entire Konoha village? If you pass in and out of your hands, even if a little leaks through your fingers, is it enough for you to be exhausted? The comprehensive strength has reached cage level, which is certainly gratifying. However, now, a life simulation requires 1 million taels. This life sim is now a footless beast of gold. Uchiha Akira's words made Uchiha's executives look very weird. Minister Anbu doesn't want the job, but wants to manage Konoha's finances. I have long heard that Uchiha Akira is good at everything, but he is greedy for money. Now it seems that it is so. Patriarch, it's not good. However, before Uchiha Fugaku could open his mouth to refuse, an elite of Uchiha ran in eagerly. What's the matter? Seeing that the person who ran in was the one who was originally guarding Uchiha's prison, Fugaku probably understood what was going on, but he naturally pretended not to know and asked. Uchiha Itachi, he escaped. The clansmen shouted hurriedly without any nonsense. When these words came out, the expressions of Uchiha's executives in the conference room changed. Then, look at Uchiha Fugaku with questioning eyes. Although he is the patriarch, in the matter of Itachi, if he really favors shelter, the other clansmen will not agree. And those who have the ability to do this thing and are more motivated to do this thing, the suspicion of the Fugaku patriarch is naturally the biggest. Impossible. Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku shook his head with a firm expression and said, Uchiha Itachi can't escape with his own power with that seal chain, someone must help him. Li Lao's looking at the appearance of the Fugaku patriarch, he even took the initiative to find out that someone was helping, and several Uchiha executives muttered to themselves. Could it be that it really wasn't the Fugaku patriarch who did it? Yes, young Master Ming. Hearing the words of the Fugaku clan, the clan looked at Uchiha Akira and hesitated, but spoke anyway. La. This time, all eyes are on Uchiha Akira. Yes, it's me. Uchiha Akira is also a bachelor, nodding and admitting it. Why? Fugaku asked by. Although Uchiha Akira is now Uchiha's hero, but he let Itachi go privately. Always give a plausible reason, right? Then, Uchiha Akira said that the masked man last night was mysterious and powerful, so let Uchiha Itachi atone for his sins and become Konoha Rebellion to investigate the situation of the masked man. Hearing this, Uchiha's high-level complexion was slightly foggy. For such a reason, everyone can accept it. For the peace of Konoha village, Uchiha Itachi can raise a butcher's knife even among his own people. Let him become the masked man who betrayed him, and no one doubts it. Well, yes, this method is like killing two birds with one stone, maximizing the effect of Uchiha Itachi, so this Minister Konoha Anbu has no one else but you. Fugaku also looked satisfied and nodded, expressing his approval of Uchiha Akira's handling, and it was settled after the final decision. Chapter 91. No matter how noble Uchiha Itachi's ideas are, at least he betrayed Uchiha and even killed many Uchiha people. This is absolutely unforgivable. If you stay in the Uchiha clan, the final result will naturally be Dharma rectification on the spot. So, let a person who is mortal, play the last light and heat, and run for the peace of Konoha village. Is this killing two birds with one stone? This word is not appropriate at all, right? The word waste is the most appropriate, right? Of course, as Itachi's father, Uchiha Akira understands that he refuses to use this word. However, I rescued your son with good intentions, so I don't know how happy you are now. If you don't appreciate me, forget about it, and forcibly put me in the position of Minister Anbu. Although this position is indeed a high authority, even a real power under one person and above 10,000 people. However, Uchiha Akira said that the position of Minister of Finance is more fragrant. Yes, other than the words of Master Ming, who else is qualified to serve as Minister Anbu? I also think this arrangement of Lord Hokage is very appropriate. Wait, the Patriarch isn't Hokage yet, he just replaces Hokage. It's not appropriate to call Lord Hokage now, right? What's the matter? Can the daimyo not issue a Hokage appointment letter to our patriarch? If so, it's time for our country of fire to change our name. Uchiha Akira, who was next to him, rolled his eyes secretly when he heard the words. Well, it seems that my position as Minister of Anbu is really popular, and I can't bear to refuse it. However, Uchiha is still Uchiha, and it is just a formality to let the daimyo issue a letter of appointment. Just like Zhu Yuanzhong asked Xiaoming Wang to admit his status as King Wu, and Cao Cao asked Han Shandi to admit his status as Prime Minister, there can be no accident. If there is an accident, Uchiha actually clamored for the country of fire to change its name. Well, this kind of behavior is indeed very Uchiha. Patriarch, you are not only the patriarch of Uchiha, but also the Hokage of Konoha village. I think Uchiha's clansmen should also change their way of getting along with the villagers. Why in the early days, the name of Hokage was originally for Uchiha, but in the end, the first Hokage was Senju Hashirama, not Uchiha Madara. The big reason is that Uchiha's arrogance makes the villagers think Uchiha it's not easy to get along with. Now we are Uchiha Master Hokage, it's better to change this. Uchiha Akira opened his mouth and explained the situation while Uchiha's high-level officials are here now. Listen to Uchiha Akira talk about the pride of the tribe, and talk to Konoha the sense of alienation of the villages, you Uchiha executives of course also know. Indeed, Hokage, this title is known to be set up for Uchiha. But so far, the 4 Hokages have not a single Uchiha, which is indeed a shame for Uchiha. Now that Uchiha Akira raised this point, the senior Uchiha officials also felt reasonable and nodded silently. So, do you have any advice on how to get along with the villagers? Fugaku looked at Uchiha Akira, asked directly. Since you brought this up, let's hear your opinion first. Of course, in addition to strength, the current Fugaku also wants to test Uchiha Akira's ability to deal with things at the top. Actually, the superficial work of third generation's purpose is still very good, and the character design of Wei Guangzhong gives people a feeling of approachability. Of course, I am not saying that I want to learn third generation, but his will of fire is still very good. Desirable. So, based on the set of will of fire, we can combine the characteristics of our Uchiha, and launch a set of will of fire with Uchiha's characteristics. Uchiha Akira opened his mouth and gave his own point of view. In other words, isn't it a means of brainwashing? Third generation has a brainwashing method for the purpose of third generation, so Uchiha can also get a set of his own. Besides, Uchiha can be said to be the only founder of Konoha village now, and he has it innately advantages others don't have. Yes, what Ming Shaozi said is very reasonable. At this point, it is indeed time for us Uchiha to make a change. Will of fire with Uchiha characteristics. That makes sense, I agree. Following Uchiha Akira's remarks, all of Uchiha's executives have spoken out, and they all agree with Uchiha Akira's idea. Although Uchiha didn't like the third Hokage. But I have to admit that the will of fire set is quite bluffing. Especially for the children of the ninja school from an early age, the effect is better. If nothing else, just look at how Uchiha Itachi is nurtured and you can see a Madara. Next, the Uchiha executives discuss the so-called will of fire with Uchiha's characteristics. It's a means of brainwashing, to establish the image of Uchiha's greatness. Then Uchiha made a change to give this set of theories a match. In this way, the lively discussion continued for more than an hour, and the idea of the will of fire with Uchiha's characteristics gradually became clear. How to implement it and how to make the Uchiha people make changes is also discussed. How? Ming, do you have anything else to say? Seeing that all these things were discussed, but Uchiha Akira remained silent, Fugaku spoke again and asked Uchiha Akira. The words of the elders are very reasonable, and I have no objection. Uchiha Akira said, first agreeing with the high-level things. These words made Uchiha's executives nodded silently, thinking that Uchiha Akira was still very sensible. The strength is powerful and the prestige is high, but there is no domineering momentum. Having said that, Uchiha Akira is indeed the best candidate for the next Hokage. Note, not the best candidate, because looking at the entire Uchiha now, no one is qualified to compete with him for the next Hokage. But, however, When he said this, Uchiha Akira changed his words and said, I think there are still some things that need to be added. Anything to add? Tell me. These words made Uchiha's executives look at him curiously. From this meeting up to now, what Uchiha Akira said at a critical time is indeed very constructive. That is, regarding the death of Danzo and the third generation, we have to make a statement to the Konoha villagers. As I said before, the will of fire in third generation is quite powerful. Until now, there must be many villagers and ninjas who think we are usurpers. Although no one dares to stand up against the power of Uchiha now, but in the long run, it will be a potential unrest factor, and the future may also be the fuse of some turmoil. So, this explanation is to make all ninjas and Konoha villagers recognize the ugly face of third generation and Danzo. Uchiha Akira mouth added something. Indeed, in the world before the time travel, there were so many rebels in ancient times, they must have become famous, right? Once the rebellion is successful, you have to talk about the sins of the overthrown people, so that you can show that your actions are obedient. Wouldn't it be okay to copy homework based on history? This set is very suitable for use so far. Oh, yes, this is a timely addition. Yeah, the will of fire of the third generation is indeed quite powerful. We Uchiha have seized the power of Konoha, and there are still many civilian ninjas and villagers who secretly say that our Uchiha is evil and seized power. Although no one can stop us Uchiha from ascending to the position of Hokage, the existence of these people is indeed a factor of instability. Yes, to expose the dirty side of the third Hokage, we Uchiha will naturally be the hero who defeats the villains. Although Ming Boy is only 7 years old, these thoughts are indeed incomparable to us poor old men. Elder, your family really gave birth to a good grandson. Following Uchiha Akira's additions, all of Uchiha's high-level executives, after careful consideration, feel that Uchiha Akira's remarks are indeed very reasonable. Immediately, one by one nodded in agreement. At the same time, some compliments were thrown on Uchiha Akira's body without any effort. And these compliments made the old man laugh so hard that Kakuzu almost grinned to the back of his ears. As an old man, what do you like to hear the most? Of course, others praise your grandson. This is simply happier than when others directly praise themselves, or even praise their son. A 7-year-old child has the courage to face third Hokage alone. And the power to open the 8th gate. Today, there is actually such a strategy and vision in the field of politics. I thought that Shisui and Uchiha Itachi were already geniuses of the Uchiha clan. But now it seems that Uchiha Akira is better than the two of them, even perfect. Fugaku carefully tasted the supplementary comments given by Uchiha Akira, and nodded as well, agreeing with the point thrown by Uchiha Akira. Come on, let's talk about it. Third Hokage, is there something that is so badly done that his image is directly smeared? Follow Fugaku to speak, look at the surrounding Uchiha elders, and brainstorm to find the black spot of third generation's purpose. Patriarch, in fact, regarding third Hokage's actions, I have already counted his 7 deadly sins, which completely subverted his image. At this moment, Uchiha Akira whispered. Originally, Uchiha Akira said that he was going to expose the third generation's black material. In this case, the character of the third generation Wiguangjun collapsed. In turn, Uchiha's seizure of Konoha's regime is more plausible. Therefore, Uchiha executives are all gearing up to pick up the third generation's black material. However, at this moment Uchiha Akira's words come out, he has already counted the 7 deadly sins of the third generation. This made the entire conference room suddenly quiet, and immediately, these Uchiha executives stared at Uchiha Akira with strange expressions. What are you doing looking at me like that? Uchiha Akira asked with a bit of laughter when he looked at Uchiha's executives and stared at him in a strange way. Third Hokage is really miserable, or in other words, whoever is your enemy in the future will be the worst. Yeah, the third generation project is not only dead in your hands, but you will not let go of the reputation after death. It seems that you have thought of this step early. Uchiha's high-level executives, you said a word to me, and observed a moment of silence for the third Hokage. Yes, at this time Uchiha Akira said that he has already counted the 7 deadly sins of third generation's purpose. Does this mean that Uchiha Akira was already preparing for this? Murder first, then kill hearts. Uchiha Akira wants to deal with a person, does he take 1 step and see 3 steps? It is also fortunate that Uchiha Akira is on the side of the family. If he is like Itachi, on the opposite side of Uchiha, it must be much more scary than sweet. You misunderstood. I didn't investigate in advance at all. Hearing the words of these Uchiha executives, Uchiha Akira couldn't help laughing, and immediately shook his head in denial. It's true that I took inventory of Third Hokage's 7 deadly sins, but I came up with it based on my understanding of the plot of the original book, after a little recollection. However, in the eyes of these Uchiha executives, did they start the investigation early? You are misunderstanding yourself. This kid is really cunning. Even the old man next to him looked proud, reached out and stroked his beard, and nodded with a smile. Nonsense, I have a pure nature. How can you say that about your grandson, old man? The old man's words made Uchiha Akira turn his head and complained at him angrily. If you don't help your grandson to clarify, you're going to fall into trouble instead. It's just a matter of falling into a hole, but instead it looks like a proud look. Isn't the word cunning a compliment word? Okay, Ming, just now you said that you have already counted the 7 deadly sins of the 3rd generation. Not just which ones. Let's talk about it. No intention of entanglement in this regard, Chief Fugaku waved his hand and asked Uchiha Akira. Hearing this, the faces of all Uchiha high-level officials are also straight, looking at Uchiha Akira seriously, and there are some curious expressions in their eyes. Black material for the purpose 3rd generation. Seriously believe that the black material on 3rd generation's eyes seems to be nothing. After all, after so many years of Wei Guangzhang's character design, carefully managing his own feathers, it is really not easy to find out the black material of 3rd generation's purpose. However, Ming Xiaozi said that he had already counted the 7 deadly sins. I don't know what his 7 deadly sins are. Taking a look at all the Uchiha executives present, Uchiha Akira certainly won't bother about his cunning personality. After pondering for a while, after sorting out the words, he said, the first sin, that is, during the reign of the 3rd generation, it was too weak. Hinata, the princess of the Hyuga clan, was kidnapped by Cloud Shinobi Village. The Hyuga clan leader killed the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village, but was beaten by Cloud Shinobi instead. Even though it was Konoha Zari, Hyuga Hazashi was the one who took his life. Similarly, Uzumaki Kushina, the wife of the 4th generation and also of Nine Tails Jinchuriki, was also taken by Cloud Shinobi as a child. Although people were rescued, the 3rd generation did not dare to pursue it, so Hokage can be called the weakest Hokage. Well, yes, that's true. Hearing what Uchiha Akira said, several Uchiha executives exchanged glances and nodded silently. Although the events of the Hyuga family back then were not something worthy of publicity, everyone kept their mouths shut. But these Uchiha executives still know. The second sin, that is against the country of Vortex. The friendship between the country of the Vortex and our Konoha village is well known in the ninja world, and even the forehead protector of our Konoha village has a Uzumaki pattern on the vest. However, when the country of Vortex was destroyed, Konoha deliberately delayed the time to rescue the country of Vortex. Instead, he finally obtained a large number of top-sealing techniques from the country. Layman, Civil War expert. Uchiha Akira followed and said again. These words made the Uchiha people look at each other and nodded silently. Although the matter of the country of the Vortex, it is not necessarily true that 3rd Hokage did it on purpose. However, this matter is indeed very tricky and suspicious. After all, the kingdom of Vortex was wiped out during the administration of the 3rd generation, and it would be unreasonable to say that 3rd Hokage was not responsible at all. The third sin is the same for the Senju family. As one of the founders of Konoha, Senju and Uchiha are one of the most powerful families in Konoha, and they have 2 Hokage. However, during the 3rd generation's reign, because of the 3rd generation's intentional actions, the Senju clan's ninjas suffered heavy casualties and finally perished in Konoha village. If Tsunade, the princess of the Senju clan, was not a direct disciple of the 3rd generation, surely Tsunade would also have died for some reason. Why, as the princess of Senju, Tsunade Heim left Konoha. If it is said that the country of the Vortex is destroyed, it can be said that the support is not enough, but how should the Senju family explain it? Uchiha Akira's words, once again make people think deeply. Indeed, the Senju clan was originally very powerful, but during the reign of the third generation, they disappeared like this without knowing it. If you don't think about it, it's fine. If you think about it carefully, everyone will feel that there is something tricky, right? Uchiha Akira didn't hesitate too much, and continued, that is the Knight of Nine Tails. The Mangekyo Sharingan, the original patriarch, was able to restrain Nine Tails. But because of the suspicion of the high-level officials, Uchiha was banned from participating in the war, so that on the Night of Nine Tails, countless ninjas were killed and injured, and finally even the fourth generation was killed in action. At that time, the high-level Konoha leaders headed by the third generation should bear at least half of the responsibility for the casualties caused by Nine Tails. Yes, since the Night of Nine Tails, the residents of Konoha village suspected that Uchiha deliberately released Nine Tails, and even blamed us for not doing anything to stop it, but in fact, it was the high-level Konoha who forbade us to intervene. If there was a patriarch Mangekyo, at that time, why did Konoha village sacrifice so much? When talking about the Night of Nine Tails, these Uchiha executives all felt aggrieved and filled with righteous indignation. Uchiha Akira didn't stop, and continued, the fifth sin. Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, colluded with Shimura Danzo, and even secretly plundered Konoha shinobi and civilians as materials for the inhumane forbidden technique research. At that time, third Hokage could obviously take Orochimaru down, but because that was his most beloved disciple, he chose to let him go, so there was no distinction between public and private, and it was Hokage. What? Turns out, Orochimaru's defection, or even third Hokage let him go on purpose. Danzo and Orochimaru colluded to use the villagers and ninjas in the village to conduct the forbidden technique experiment. Third Hokage is indeed a public and private matter. The lives of the Hyuga family are not life. Those innocent ninjas and civilians are no longer human. What right does he have to let Orochimaru leave? Hearing this, the Uchiha executives were also angry. Unexpectedly, there are so many black materials hidden in the setting of third generation's powerful people. Ignoring the old man's scolding, Uchiha Akira followed suit and said, the sixth sin is Konoha's White Fang. As the top fighting force in Konoha village, White Fang's edge even surpassed that of Sannin at the time. But what? Konoha's senior management felt that Konoha's White Fang was too strong to control, so he deliberately set off a fishing reel, causing White Fang to be accused by thousands of people, and even committed suicide. Since then, Konoha village's top combat power has lost another one. Think about how strong the Konoha village was back then, but what about in recent years? Fourth Hokage and White Fang both died, and Sannin left Konoha, so the talent withered away, so that the older generation can sit in a high position with peace of mind. To be so jealous of the virtuous is Hokage's sixth sin. Konoha's White Fang. Hearing Uchiha Akira's remarks, many high-level people in Uchiha felt a little embarrassed. That is the superpower of Konoha village. Even the Uchiha people feel very sorry for his death. Now it seems that there are so many strong people in Konoha who die and walk, but the old guys from the third generation still control the government of Konoha village. Is this really just a coincidence? It's a very scary thing to think about and can't stand up to scrutiny. Finally, the seventh deadly sin is Uzumaki Naruto. Nine Tails Knight, let the people of Konoha village have hatred in their hearts. Who is Uzumaki Naruto? He is the only son of fourth Hokage, and the hero Konoha who uses his body as a container to seal the Nine Tails demon fox. But third generation pretended that he was the incarnation of Nine Tails, so that the villagers' hatred of the Nine Tails demon fox would be passed on to a child. As the son of fourth Hokage, the hero of Konoha, he lives a life that everyone despised and looked down upon. The third generation is doing this. How can they be worthy of their lives to seal the fourth generation husband and wife of the fox? Finally, Uchiha Akira has revealed the identity of Uzumaki Naruto. Lore: 7 Deadly Sins. Uzumaki Naruto's life experience is deliberately left as a killer at the end. This is indeed the last lore. Uzumaki Naruto is the only son of the fourth generation's purpose, which is not only hidden, but also makes Uzumaki Naruto suffer pain that should not have been endured. Is this how third generation treats heroes' children? It can be said that the prestige of fourth Hokage in Konoha village is very high until now. However, the higher the prestige of the fourth generation's purpose, the more ordeals Uzumaki Naruto encountered. Third Hokage's sins are bigger. No matter what it is, they can't be washed away. Ming, what did you say? Then Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage. With the 7th deadly sin of Uchiha Akira, after the identity of Uzumaki Naruto was exposed, the entire high level of Uchiha was deeply shaken. How hated Uzumaki Naruto is in the village, Uchiha's upper echelons naturally know this. It is known by the villagers as the incarnation of the Nine-Tails demon fox. Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Jinchuriki is treated like a monster, not a special case of Konoha village. It is the Jinchuriki of the whole ninja world, who is almost always treated as a monster. Coupled with the sensitive identity of the Uchiha family, Uchiha did not pay any attention to Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, let alone show any special interest. And the news that Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage is even more of a secret, and the few people who know about it have not exposed it. Therefore, no one in Konoha village knows about it, not even the Uchiha clan. Suddenly, when Uchiha Akira revealed the identity of Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha executives were all shocked. Uchiha Akira's inventory of the 7 deadly sins, the collapse of the country of Vortex and Senju, these are just unsustainable scrutiny, and they are the failures during the 3rd generation's rule. There is also no definite evidence for White Fang's suicide Oro and the pill forbidden technique. 533. The Knight of Nine Tails forbids Uchiha from participating in the war, and it can be said that Uchiha is indeed suspected. Even weakness to Cloud Shinobi is not fatal. All these can only be said that during 3rd Hokage's administration, his performance was actually very poor, and even he was not qualified to be Hokage. But, finally, the identity of Uzumaki Naruto. He is obviously the son of the hero 4th generation, but he deliberately concealed his identity, making him a monster that everyone in the village despised. 4th Hokage's prestige in the village is extremely high. The disgust for Uzumaki Naruto is even more so in the whole village. When the news broke that Naruto is 4th Hokage's son, it can be said that the whole Konoha village will be shaken. On the other hand, as the initiator of everything, 3rd Hokage is not only poor in political performance and is not qualified to be Hokage. This is simply poor character, and you don't even have the qualifications to be a human being, right? Kid Akira, you can be sure about the identity of Uzumaki Naruto, this can't be nonsense. Don't tell me, this Uzumaki Naruto has blonde hair, which is exactly the same as 4th Hokage. Remember the Knight of Nine Tails? It was the night when the son of the 4th generation gave birth, and counting the days, this Uzumaki Naruto's age is exactly the same. Uzumaki, so, in order to hide Naruto's identity, did he directly take the surname of his mother, Uzumaki Kushina. By the way, the physique of the Uzumaki clan is the most suitable container for ceiling-tailed beasts. Over the years, Uzumaki Naruto, as Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, has indeed never had a tailed beast riot. This news is really shocking, so even these Uchiha executives believe that Uchiha Akira will not use this news to deceive people, but they still show a skeptical attitude. Of course, aside from questioning, these Uchiha executives analyzed it from this perspective. The age matches, the appearance matches, the surname, etc., in all aspects, quite match what Uchiha Akira said. Therefore, after analyzing, these Uchiha executives were shocked to find that Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage. It seems that all aspects of information are very consistent. If this is true, then this is the biggest black spot in 3rd Hokage's life. Just like Uchiha Itachi killed the clan on the night of the extermination, no matter what, it can't be washed away, and it is impossible to get Uchiha's forgiveness. In the same way, 3rd generation can't be cleaned up no matter what, and it's not even qualified to be a human being. In other words, if you don't even have the qualifications to be a man, in ordinary times, no matter how brilliant you are, it's useless, right? Even because of this strong contrast, it will make people feel that 3rd Hokage's ordinary disguise is too good and too scheming. The meeting of the Uchiha family has come to an end here. So, after talking about other details, the meeting ended. And Uchiha's clansmen also began to act. On the one hand, there is still a lot of work to be done in the Hokage handover. On the other hand, regarding the 7 deadly sins of the 3rd generation's purpose, what should be investigated, it is indeed necessary to investigate carefully and come to master for more accurate evidence. In particular, the identity of Uzumaki Naruto requires strong evidence. So, in a blink of an eye, about half a month has passed. In the past 2 weeks, the entire ninja world has been shaken. As Konoha Village, the head of the 5 kingdoms of ninja, Uchiha, the most powerful family in the ninja world, actually launched a coup. Third Hokage and Danzo, who was assisted by Hokage, sent all the elites of Anbu en route to attack Uchiha overnight. But was killed by Uchiha's genius Uchiha Akira, who was attacked in return. For a time, the entire ninja world was shaken. Konoha Village, Third Hokage is so funny, it's going to attack the most powerful Uchiha in the village. Let's play it now. Uchiha, that is one of the strongest ninjas in the Sengoku era. However, I didn't expect Uchiha's genius Uchiha Akira to be able to kill Third Hokage, or even Shimura Danzo. He's only a 7-year-old, right? It's terrifying. In 10 years, this Uchiha will probably have another Uchiha Madara. On the Sand Shinobi Village side, 4th Kazekage Luo Sha learned about the situation in Konoha Village, and first mocked Third Hokage's actions. Followed, the heart is secretly shocked. The strength shown by Uchiha Akira is shocking. That old monkey was actually killed by a 7-year-old child. It seems that Uchiha's power is as terrifying as ever. Is this another Uchiha Madara coming out? On the Rock Shinobi Village side, Onogi of 3rd Tsuchikage, on the one hand, lamented that Sarutobi Hiruzen was killed by a 7-year-old child. On the other hand, the power of Uchiha was also secretly shocked in his heart. Vaguely, the figure like Shira that I had seen in Konoha Village when I was young resurfaced from the bottom of my heart. Uchiha Akira. It's impossible, right? When he came to participate in the Chunin assessment, his strength was good, but in just half a year, he was able to kill Third Hokage. Knowing that his talent is so terrible, he should have left his life in Cloud Shinobi Village. Here at Cloud Shinobi Village, 4th Raikage was extremely annoyed after learning what happened in Konoha Village. The coup in Konoha Village Uchiha certainly attracts attention. However, the most striking thing is that Uchiha Akira personally killed Third Hokage, a 7-year-old child. Although from the Chunin examination, his name of genius spread throughout the ninja world. But in just half a year, it has reached such a point, which really makes everyone feel astonished. Raikage is even more regretful that his bowels are green. Because of Uchiha Akira's record, everyone in the ninja world now reflexively thinks of the legendary Uchiha Madara. In comparison, both feel that Uchiha Akira's strength will definitely reach the height of Uchiha Madara in the future. Think of a long time ago, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, 2 people, can suppress the entire ninja world, cannot lift their heads. The so-called First Ninja World War broke out only when both of them died. For a time, the attention of several other ninja villages to Uchiha Akira has been raised to ultimate, even higher than that of the patriarch Uchiha Fugaku. And taking advantage of this Konoha Village coup d'état, many other shinobi village shadows have some strange thoughts in their hearts. The 5 kingdoms of ninja, the coup of Konoha Village deeply shocked the ninja world. Sand Shinobi Village, Rock Shinobi Village and Cloud Shinobi Village have also been moved by this news. However, compared to the other 3 ninja villages, Mist Ninja Village doesn't seem to pay much attention. No way, at this time, the Mist Ninja Village is still in the dark period of blood fog, and it is too busy to take care of itself. Mizukage was controlled by Obito, and the entire Mist Ninja Village was almost lost by Obito. How can I take care of the situation at Konoha Village? Not to mention other shinobi villages, what are their thoughts on the situation of the Konoha Village coup? Half a month has passed, and the letter of appointment from the Fire Country Daimyo has also been sent to Konoha Village. With the Daimyo's letter of appointment, Uchiha Fugaku will take over as 5th Hokage, and it will be more justifiable. Although the Daimyo has little power, it controls the economic lifeline of most ninja villages. His letter of appointment is like getting the jade seal of the country. In a sense, it is still very important. As soon as the letter of appointment arrived at Konoha Village, the succession ceremony of the 5th Hokage was held quickly. It's just that, compared to other Hokage ceremonies, this succession ceremony seems a little deserted. Most of the ninjas from the major ninja tribes came to participate, and many ninjas from the level, and even the villagers of Konoha Village did not come to participate. In this situation, the faces of Uchiha's people are not very good looking. Everyone understands that this is mainly due to Uchiha's coup d'état, killing 3rd Hokage and taking the position of Hokage. Many civilian ninjas and villagers express their dissatisfaction by not participating in the Hokage succession ceremony. However, on this point, Uchiha's high-level officials have long expected it. That's why, third generations will of fire is still very useful. At least in terms of people's hearts, he has indeed managed the business without any leakage. However, these 7 deadly sins can be completely reversed. At this time, Uchiha Fugaku's hat representing Hokage's identity has been put on. Looking at the slightly deserted situation, Uchiha Akira muttered to himself. After the succession ceremony was completed, as the 5th Hokage of Konoha village, Fugaku opened his mouth to say something on the scene. Reminiscing the past glory of Konoha village, and looking forward to the future. Finally, Uchiha Fugaku said, regarding the death of 3rd Hokage, today, as the 5th Hokage of Konoha village, I'm here to make a special explanation. As soon as this statement came out, the whole audience was shocked. Uchiha Fugaku's words really surprised everyone at this Hokage ceremony. Uchiha killed 3rd Hokage and seized the Konoha regime, which is not a glorious thing in itself, is it? Intimidated by Uchiha's power, at this Hokage handover ceremony, no one dared to stand up to criticize this, and the matter of them pretending to be foolish and stunned will just be the end of the matter, isn't it the best choice? However, at this time, Uchiha Fugaku actually wanted to talk about 3rd Hokage's death in public. What does this mean? Doesn't this mean that he has uncovered his own scars? No one scolds them, is it rare to feel uncomfortable? Not to mention the ordinary ninjas and people who came to participate in the ceremony. Even many people from the ninja tribe looked at each other in dismay, and couldn't understand what Uchiha Fugaku was doing. His eyes looked around at all the people present, their expressions were in full view, and they reacted. It was already expected. Uchiha Fugaku said, today, as the 5th Hokage of Konoha village, I am here to take stock of the 7 deadly sins of 3rd Hokage. 1. During his reign, he was weak and incompetent. As a result, Princess Hinata of Hyuga was taken away by Cloud Shinobi village, and in the end, she even sacrificed the life of Hiyashi Lishung's brother Hyuga Hazashi to quell the accountability of the Cloud Shinobi village thief calling for the thief. As soon as this statement came out, many people's eyes fell on Hyuga Hiyashi's face. And the many ninjas of the Hyuga family who were present also showed embarrassed expressions on their faces. Although Hyuga Hazashi is a member of the branch house, he is also from the Hyuga house, right? To let the people of the Hyuga family sacrifice, 3rd Hokage's actions at that time were indeed weak and incompetent. Now that this matter has been thrown out, the Hyuga family still feels shameless. Not only the Hyuga family, but many Jonin were present, and their faces were also very ugly. At the beginning, many Jonin had heard of this incident, but if this incident broke out, it would have affected 3rd Hokage's glorious image too much. So, ordinary people don't know about it. When this first sin was spoken out, no one stood up to refute it. For a time, many villagers and ninjas who didn't know it couldn't believe it. Isn't 3rd Hokage shouting the will of fire every day, Konoha village is all family? But he himself actually did something that used his family's life to quell the anger of others. And it's still under the premise of taking care of yourself. For a time, the glorious image of the 3rd Hokage appeared in the hearts of many people. 2 deadly sins, because Konoha's rescue was delayed, so that the kingdom of Vortex was destroyed, and finally got a large number of top-sealing skills from the kingdom of Vortex. 3 deadly sins, the Senju clan, the top giants of Konoha, during 3rd Hokage's reign, damaged the elite ninja many times in the war, so that the Senju clan perished, and it was this that led Tsunade to leave Konoha village. When these 2 sins were spoken out, the faces of many ninjas changed once again. The country of the Vortex is not a problem, but the Senju family, think about it carefully, this is really unreasonable. Konoha's founding family, the top wealthy family, is now dead. If you think about it carefully, it is really scary. The 4 deadly sins, Orochimaru colluded with Danzo, studied forbidden technique, and even secretly captured Konoha villagers and even ninjas as experimental material. As the Konoha village Hokage, the public and private are not divided, and Orochimaru is allowed to escape from Konoha. Boom. These words sounded like a thunderclap on the ground. This is why Orochimaru defected to Konoha. What's even scarier is that 3rd Hokage actually let him go on purpose. This is simply not caring about the lives of other people in the village, right? That's it. And every day he makes everyone believe in his so-called will of fire. These few sins were spoken out, and cracks appeared in the hearts of countless villagers and ninjas, the original third Hokage's glorious image. And more cracks. The 5 deadly sins, jealousy of the talented, killing Konoha's white fangs. Then, Fugaku spoke again, explaining the reason why Konoha's white fang died. Behind this, the fishing reels caused by Danzo and third Hokage put a lot of pressure on Konoha's white fang. Look again, Konoha's white fang is dead, 4th Hokage is dead, Konoha Sannin is all gone, so no one can threaten their older generation's rule. These words made many ninjas and commoners nod silently. Yes, until now, in the past 2 years, Konoha village has no top combat power that can be drawn, and the fault is very serious. Father's death is actually. Hitaki Kakashi's eyes dropped when he heard the reason for his father's suicide and third Hokage's secret role. Looking back on what happened back then, Kakashi also believes that what Uchiha Fugaku said is indeed the truth. In terms of identity, the third generation is Master Jiraiya, Jiraiya is Master 4th Hokage, and 4th Hokage is Master Kakashi. Kakashi still has a lot of respect for third Hokage. However, it was because of this that he learned of his father's death. More importantly, the senior leaders headed by the third generation cannot accept subordinates who are too capable, threatening their status. This made Kakashi's heart sink completely. 6 deadly sins, Knight of the Nine Tails, Uchiha owns the Mangekyo Sharingan, which could have tamed the Nine Tails. But the senior officials of Konoha were afraid that my Uchiha clan's reputation would increase, so they banned Uchiha from participating in the battle on the Night of Nine Tails, causing countless ninjas and villagers to die. Uchiha Fugaku's words continue. When it comes to the Night of Nine Tails, it was only 7 years ago, and naturally many people still remember it. Thinking that there was no Uchiha ninja participating in the war at that time, thinking that this was mainly because the high-level leaders headed by third Hokage did not want Uchiha to gain more prestige. The faces of these civilians and ninjas are even more ugly. With these sins listed, third Hokage's character design has completely collapsed. What will of fire? He is simply a selfish, weak and incompetent person. Such a person, who still shouts the will of fire every day, and the people who shout at Konoha village are all family members. Even Sannin, 3 of his own disciples left Konoha village. Thinking about it carefully, isn't third Hokage just the best proof of what it says? How is a person, not by what he said, but by what he did? Impossible. At this moment, someone suddenly spoke up and shouted at Uchiha Fugaku. Hearing the words, many people followed the reputation. This is a ninja in his 20s and a teacher at a ninja school. Due to the Hokage ceremony, today's ninja school is closed for 1 day. I'm Yumino Iruka, just a chunin, a teacher at the ninja school. I don't believe what you say. Uchiha won the power of Konoha, but after killing third Hokage, he slandered third Hokage's reputation so much, I will never believe it. Iruka shouted to Uchiha Fugaku loudly, with a look that is not afraid of power. Thinking of myself when I was young, I was just a person who likes to make jokes to gain the attention of others. It was third Hokage who personally consoled him. In Iruka's mind, third Hokage is simply a perfect Hokage. Now, hearing Uchiha Fugaku enumerate third Hokage's sins like this, Iruka couldn't listen to it anymore, and risked his life to refute it. Mr. Iruka is right, Grandpa Hokage is a good man. Following Iruka's words, there was a voice full of anger, and the golden hair was Uzumaki Naruto. On the one hand, Uzumaki Naruto does see third Hokage as the closest person. On the other hand, Iruka is also one of the few people who is willing to be close to herself. Therefore, Uzumaki Naruto naturally stood up at this time. Yes, third Hokage, always a good Hokage. Uchiha seized power and smeared third Hokage, we don't believe it. You are not allowed to discredit third Hokage, Uchiha is not qualified to succeed fifth Hokage. Sometimes, the leader is still very useful. As Iruka and Uzumaki Naruto stood up and shouted, many villagers who still believed that third generation was a good person also shouted at this moment. Puff. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Akira next to him couldn't help but burst out laughing. To be honest, the character design of 3rd Hokage has been maintained for so many years, and the character design has long been ingrained. As soon as the chief Fugaku came to power, he came to list 3rd Hokage's sins, which would provoke such a reaction. Uchiha Akira had already expected it, so he was not surprised. However, what Uchiha Akira never expected was that Iruka and Uzumaki Naruto were the two who stood up and shouted this first. Why are you laughing? At this time, Uchiha Akira actually laughed out loud, but Uzumaki Naruto looked like a tendon, staring at Uchiha Akira without any fear, and said, I remember you, your name is Uchiha Akira, and you applied for graduation just after school started last year. I heard that you killed Grandpa 3rd generation. I, Uzumaki Naruto, will defeat you sooner or later, and I, Uzumaki Naruto, will become Hokage sooner or later. Why, I have a sense of seeing myself as a villain boss. Seeing Uzumaki Naruto staring at him hatefully and shouting to defeat him, Uchiha Akira murmured in his heart. This feels so weird. Naruto, you beat me first. Although he was a classmate, Uchiha Sasuke spoke up at this time, obviously on Uchiha Akira's side. Yes, Sasuke is still facing me. Uchiha Akira nodded silently after seeing Urzuzi stand up for himself and stand up to Naruto. However, this is not the time when a few children are arguing in this crowd. Uchiha Akira opened his mouth, looked at Uzumaki Naruto, and said, Naruto, do you know where your name came from? Do you know who your parents are? Do you know who said that you were a demon fox, and made you suffer from the cold eyes of others for so many years? Ah, who is it? Hearing Uchiha Akira's soul ask 3 times, these are the questions that Uzumaki Naruto is most concerned about. Involuntarily, Uzumaki Naruto also forgot what he had just clamored to defeat Uchiha Akira and asked. Your name comes from Jiraiya, one of the Sannin. Your parents are 4th Hokage and Uzumaki Kushina. As for who spread the rumor that you are a demon fox, besides the senior Konoha leaders headed by the 3rd generation, who else would dare to spread such a word? I, my father, the 4th Hokage. Suddenly, hearing Uchiha Akira's words, Uzumaki Naruto's whole person was dumbfounded. If you want to say who Uzumaki Naruto admires the most, then it is the 4th Hokage. When he first appeared in the original book, Uzumaki Naruto said that he wanted to be Hokage, and among them, 4th Hokage, who defeated the 9-tails demon fox, was his favorite. He regarded 4th Hokage as an idol and so on. However, now someone is telling himself that 4th Hokage is his father. Uzumaki Naruto is totally stupid. Impossible. Isn't Uzumaki Naruto a demon fox? He's actually 4th Hokage's son. Not only was Uzumaki Naruto stupid, all the ninjas who came to participate in the Hokage succession ceremony, after hearing these words, also looked at each other with questioning expressions on their faces. Uzumaki Naruto is a demon fox, so people in the whole village have always hated him as a demon fox. However, now it is said that Uzumaki Naruto is the son of the 4th Hokage, the hero who destroyed the demon fox. What is the attitude of so many villagers towards Uzumaki Naruto over the years? Uchiha Akira, are you lying to me? My father, really the 4th Hokage? Even with the thick nerves of Uzumaki Naruto, after being stunned for a long time, he opened his mouth and asked Uchiha Akira as if confirming. The 4th Hokage is called Namikaze Minato, and your mother's name is Uzumaki Kushina. In order to hide your identity, the 3rd Hokage asked you to take your mother's surname. Logically, you should be called Namikaze Naruto. If nothing else, let's just say this golden hair, it's not easy to find a second one in the ninja world. In addition, when 4th Hokage sealed the 9-tails demon fox inside your body, you were actually a hero who used your body as a container to seal the 9-tails demon fox. If you don't believe it, you can go to your own spiritual world to see, where there should still be the chakra left by your parents. Uchiha Akira said, and then, a body flicker technique came to Uzumaki Naruto. Meanwhile, put your finger on Uzumaki Naruto's eyebrow. The 3 Tomo Sharingan rotated a few times, and then, Uchiha Akira's spiritual power, wrapped in Uzumaki Naruto's spiritual power, entered the sealed spiritual space. As in the original book, a large iron fence appeared, and there was some stagnant water under the feet. And inside the iron fence, the crimson-red 9-tails demon fox was inside, with a sealed spell on the fence. Hee, after so many years, someone finally came in. The nine-tails demon fox inside the iron fence naturally sensed that someone was coming in, opened its vertical pupils, stared at Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Akira and said. Especially when I saw Uchiha Akira's three-hook jade, the tone of nine-tails demon fox was not very good. I hate your eyes, it reminds me of a hater. Is this the demon fox in my body? A demon fox is actually sealed in my body. Looking at the nine-tails demon fox sealed inside the iron fence, and seeing the nine-tails demon fox for the first time, Uzumaki Naruto's face showed a surprised look. I am not a demon fox, but a demon fox sealed within myself. Sure enough, what Uchiha Akira said was right. You go up and try, and open the seal to see. No need to talk nonsense with Nine Tails, Uchiha Akira said to Uzumaki Naruto. Nine Tails has a deep hatred for human beings, and even more towards the Uchiha clan. He doesn't have Uzumaki Naruto's mouth, so there's no need to waste his energy. I'm going to open the seal. Judging from the huge size of this demon fox and the legend about the nine-tails demon fox, Uzumaki Naruto knew that if this fox were released, the consequences would be very bad. However, Uchiha Akira asked himself to break the seal. Don't worry, if you go to uncover it, you'll be able to see your father. Uchiha Akira said. If it were an ordinary person, he would definitely suspect that he was deceiving him, trick him to open the seal and let the nine-tails demon fox come out. But, what about Uzumaki Naruto's brain circuits? Uchiha Akira thinks he's more likely to believe in himself. Sure enough, listening to Uchiha Akira's words, Uzumaki Naruto did not mean to doubt. Nodding, immediately, the figure flew up, and flew towards the spell on the iron fence. Although I didn't understand what the two of them were doing, seeing that Uzumaki Naruto seemed to be really going to unravel the seal, the nine-tails fox naturally didn't mean to stop him. A pair of vertical beast pupils also stared at Uzumaki Naruto curiously. Can he really unlock this seal? Flying in front of the spell, Uzumaki Naruto stretched out his hand to uncover the sealed spell. However, in the blink of an eye, without warning, a strange chakra suddenly appeared. Immediately after, Uzumaki Naruto's figure disappeared in this sealed space. Okay, it looks like the father and son have finally met. Seeing this, Uchiha Akira is clear, so, there is no intention to stay in it anymore. The spiritual power has withdrawn from the spiritual space of Uzumaki Naruto. In the real world, the finger that Uchiha Akira originally pointed at the center of Uzumaki Naruto's eyebrows also retracted. How's it going? Uruka, who was next to him, asked Uchiha Akira, looking a little worried. He was clearly still worried about Naruto. Don't worry, he will wake up soon, Uchiha Akira said to Uruka. Although he was the first to jump out and question the 7 deadly sins he had counted. However, he is not for himself, but he is also blinded by the third generation. Therefore, Uchiha Akira is not blaming his mind. At this time, everyone's attention is on Uzumaki Naruto. Is he really 4th Hokage's son? After the initial disbelief, after careful consideration, I did find that this possibility is not impossible. Especially the blonde hair, which is really very good evidence. Although hair color is not a special case, it also has a certain heredity. It's like everyone in the Uchiha family has black hair and black pupils. The people of the Uzumaki clan mainly have blood red hair. 4th Hokage's blonde hair. Not to mention, it seems that in Konoha village, I have never seen anyone else with such golden hair. At first, most expressed disbelief. But considering hair color, age, and especially many ninjas considering Jinchuriki, gradually, many people are skeptical. Hey Shikahisa, I heard your son. Is your relationship with Uzumaki Naruto okay in the class? On the other side, Akamaiki Dingza, who is a trio of Ino Shikacho, suddenly touched Nara Shikahisa next to him and asked. Well, that kid has his own ideas, he is willing to play with Naruto, I don't need to stop me. Nara Shikaku nodded. You said, Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage, how credible is this thing? Akamaiki Dingza asked Shikahisa without going into that much. Speaking of resourcefulness, in the entire Konoha village, Nara Shikahisa is definitely at the ceiling level. Akamaiki Dingza naturally unconditionally believes in himself as a companion. If you can't make up your mind about Uzumaki Naruto's identity, then asked Shikahisa, "There's nothing wrong with it." He glanced at Dingza, and then looked at Yamanaka Kaiichi next to him, who was looking at him with a searching look. After thinking about it for a while, Nara Shikahisa didn't hide it, and said, "I think the probability that Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage should be more than 90%. Actually, although Uzumaki Naruto's identity was scared very tight. However, with Nara Shikahisa's wisdom, if he pays more attention and thinks more, he himself has guessed the identity of Uzumaki Naruto. However, since 3rd Hokage deliberately concealed it, he certainly wouldn't take the initiative to reveal it. That's why Nara Shikahisa didn't stop his son from playing with Uzumaki Naruto. In the original class, maybe Nara Shikamaru, Hyuga Hinata, and Uchiha Sasuke are the only 3 who do not exclude playing with Uzumaki Naruto." Hearing Nara Shikisa's words, Yamanaka Kaiichi and Akamaiki Dingza looked at each other with surprised expressions on their faces. If Luju said so, it should be true. So, is what Uchiha Akira said really true? Then why is 4th Hokage's son called a fox? How about being cast aside by the villagers since childhood? It's no secret what kind of life Uzumaki Naruto lived in the village, everyone knows it, and it's no exaggeration to say that he is hungry. Li Haohao, the Inoshika Cho trio were considered the most powerful subordinates under 4th Hokage at the beginning. After confirming the identity of Uzumaki Naruto at this moment, even they are quite complaining about 3rd Hokage. Other things can be forgiven. After all, as a Hokage, sometimes I can't help myself, which is understandable. But, what's wrong with Uzumaki Naruto? He's still a kid. Why did 3rd Hokage treat him like this? Is there someone in the village who lost their loved ones on the night of 9 tails in the village? The 7 deadly sins, it seems that there are other reasons to be washed, but in the end, the life experience of Uzumaki Naruto is really inexplicable no matter what. For a time, the issue of 3rd Hokage's character was completely turned over today. In terms of personality and morality, there is a problem, then, there is no need to question the other sins that Uchiha counted. This kind of person who is not even qualified to be a human being, naturally, it is not much better to be a Hokage. The wind was slowly changing. In this way, after about 10 minutes, Uzumaki Naruto, who closed his eyes, finally opened his eyes. When he opened his eyes, the first thing he did was look up at the Hokage rock not far away, and his eyes fell on the face of 4th Hokage. It turns out, my father, it's really the 4th Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto said, tears rolling down his cheeks. A child, a 7-year-old child, grew up in the cold eyes of others, and the monthly living expenses are also pitiful. What is the most important thing? It's Uzumaki Naruto. Even if he is rich, no one else wants to sell him food. As a child, Uzumaki Naruto was often so hungry that he went to the wild to pick mushrooms and cook them by himself. Even after graduating from ninja school, you can only drink milk that has expired for a long time. What about a birthday? No one celebrates it, and it's deserted. Perhaps, it would be better if you learned the shadow clone technique. Why? Because there is really no one to celebrate the birthday. You can get 2 shadow clone out by yourself, play cards for yourself and pretend to be someone to accompany you on your birthday. Therefore, in the world of Hokage, although each has its own sufferings, the life of Uzumaki Naruto is the most bitter. It was even said in the 3rd dimension that the one who should be blackened the most in Hokage is Uzumaki Naruto. However, instead of blackened, Uzumaki Naruto is optimistic and kind-hearted. This is not normal, it's like being dropped by distinguished heavenly gods since childhood. It can be seen how much ordeal Uzumaki Naruto has gone through, and how precious he is without blacken. Now, with the help of Uchiha Akira, Uzumaki Naruto sees his father in his spiritual space and confirms that his father is indeed the 4th Hokage. This made Uzumaki Naruto extremely moved. It turns out that he is not a demon fox or a monster, and he also has a father, and his father is the 4th Hokage. Naruto, Iruka, who was next to him, couldn't help but shouted when he saw the tears on his face. Mr. Iruka, I did see my father in my body, he is indeed 4th Hokage, and I also saw the 9 tails demon fox sealed in my body. Turning his head to look at Iruka, Uzumaki Naruto followed with a big smile. While bursting into tears, he showed such a bright smile, which made Iruka also happy for him, but at the same time, he also felt that his heart was blocked. This is just a 7-year-old child. Third Hokage him, he actually. From Uzumaki Naruto's mouth, it was confirmed that his father was indeed fourth Hokage. At this time, Iruka thought of third Hokage's kind-hearted look, and suddenly felt sick. Don't look at his usual will of fire every day, his family is on his lips. But what a person's character is really not by what he says, but by what he does. At least in the case of Uzumaki Naruto, third Hokage can't be washed away. Uzumaki Naruto, is he really fourth Hokage's son? How is this possible? I don't believe it. But, looking at that blonde hair, isn't it the same as fourth Hokage? Yeah, besides Uzumaki Naruto, can there be another kid with blonde hair in Konoha village? Back then, Mrs. Fourth Hokage was indeed pregnant, but no one ever said whether fourth Hokage's child was alive or was murdered with Yoruichi of 9 tails. If Uzumaki Naruto is really fourth Hokage's child, then, what we have done to him over the years. Why did third Hokage, knowing what happened to Uzumaki Naruto and knowing that he was fourth Hokage's child, didn't come forward to clarify this? After Uzumaki Naruto withdrew from his spiritual space, the surrounding ninjas and many Konoha civilians began to talk in a low voice. Originally, no one believed Uzumaki Naruto's life experience. But by this time, the wind has changed, and most people have believed in the identity of Uzumaki Naruto. And this has naturally become third Hokage's biggest black material. At this moment, third Hokage's illustrious character that had been maintained for decades has collapsed. In contrast, many ninjas and civilians felt very angry about Uchiha's coup d'état and the seizure of Konoha's power. But at this moment, with the collapse of third Hokage's character, it seems that the Uchiha family has changed from the role of usurper to dragon slayer. Before, all the Anbu launched a night attack in the Uchiha land. It seems that Uchiha launched the coup d'état to protect himself. The Senju family has died out. If Uchiha doesn't resist, he will surely follow in the footsteps of the Senju family, right? On the night of the extermination, as Uchiha Akira returned to the clan, Kakashi and Might Guy and many other ninjas also went to the Uchiha clan. Thinking about it now, the battlefield is in the Uchiha clan, and then think that Senju has died out. Many ninjas thought that third Hokage was going to attack Uchiha, so Uchiha was forced to resist and killed third Hokage. The first ninja thought so, and naturally, the second ninja thought so. After a while, such remarks began to spread among the ninjas in Konoha village. Uchiha Fugaku, a hat wearing a Hokage hat, looked at the succession ceremony, the wind direction had completely changed, and nodded silently in his heart. At the same time, his eyes glanced at Uchiha Akira, and he was secretly amazed. This is only a 7-year-old child, how can he control human nature so delicately? However, enumerating the 7 deadly sins of third Hokage is really powerful. The image of the third Hokage has completely collapsed, and Uchiha has become a coup d'état who was forced to defend himself, and the coup d'état succeeded. Well, that's true, though. However, for so many years, Uchiha has always been a wrong character. When has he ever been so proud? Good trick. Nara Shikahisa next to him also looked at the change of wind direction in Konoha village and nodded silently. BBFE, Uchiha's method of enumerating the 7 deadly sins of third Hokage at this Hokage succession ceremony was really the finishing touch. Immediately, the image of Uchiha was completely reversed. Moreover, the 7 deadly sins listed, the fact that Hinata was taken is considered a favor to the Hyuga clan. As for the Senju clan, Tsunade and Jiraiya are good friends. The White Fang affair is a verdict for Hatake Kakashi. Especially the last Uzumaki Naruto, a sword to seal the throat. Sacrifice because of the seal of 9 tails. 4th Hokage itself is the biggest martyr in Konoha village, and has a high reputation in Konoha village. Now that the biggest black material has come out, it can be regarded as arousing all civilians and ordinary civilian ninjas disgust for 3rd Hokage. So far, the succession ceremony of the 5th Hokage has come to a successful conclusion. Although this ceremony seemed relatively deserted, what happened at the succession ceremony immediately swept the entire Konoha village like a hurricane. For a time, the news that Uzumaki Naruto was 4th Hokage's son spread all over Konoha. Third Hokage also collapsed from the image of Wei Guangzhong and became the object of everyone's despise. Even, many people secretly ridiculed Third Hokage that it was off, and wanted Uchiha to follow in the footsteps of the Senju clan. Unexpectedly, Uchiha was so strong that he directly risked his own life. Uchiha Akira only had a general understanding of the changes in the attitudes of the people of Konoha village, so he didn't pay any more attention. After all, now is not the time to pay attention to these things yourself. The night of the genocide is over, and Uchiha has ascended to the throne of Hokage, which is certainly gratifying. However, this is just a new starting point, and it is far from the end. At this time, Uchiha Akira came to the Hokage building, and the Fugaku Patriarch was sitting with a dignified expression, and there were many documents for him to deal with. Uchiha Akira's scalp was tingling with the high pile of documents. Although Hokage is high above, this is really not a job done by humans. Think of Uzumaki Naruto in the original book, become 7th Hokage, so many shadow clone are not enough, it is terrible. Ming, I'm looking for you, there are two things. Seeing Uchiha Akira coming, Fugaku said, interrupting the messy thoughts in his mind. Hokage, sir, please say it. Uchiha Akira retracted his thoughts and said with a serious look. The first thing, today, as the 5th Hokage of Konoha village, I officially appoint you as Minister of Anbu, this is your appointment letter. Chief Fugaku pushed out an appointment letter. Patriarch, there's really no need to discuss it. I actually prefer the position of Finance Minister. Uchiha Akira felt that he could finally save himself. The name in his mouth has also changed from Hokage to the Patriarch, which shows that this is a private chat. Patriarch Fugaku stared at Uchiha Akira with a calm expression, without any sign of wavering. Well, it looks like the last wave of rescues failed. Uchiha Akira sighed helplessly, and immediately stepped forward to accept the appointment letter. Uzumaki Naruto jumped directly from Genin to Konoha village Hokage, which is arguably the fastest upgrade. Not bad myself. Jumped directly from Chunin to Minister Anbu. Also, how old was Uzumaki Naruto when he became Hokage? Konoha Anbu, the 7-year-old director. This is the beginning of the history of Konoha village, right? Second thing. After Uchiha Akira accepted the appointment letter, Fugaku spoke up and said, because of this Konoha coup. Sand Shinobi Village, Rock Shinobi Village and Cloud Shinobi Village all have ninjas in the Land of Fire. Consolidation trend. So, let's you pick some people and go around the border and show the power of Konoha village. Ah, let me go. Uchiha Akira was a little different when he heard the words of the Fugaku chief. Ming, the high-end combat power of the village is indeed not enough. Fugaku sighed earnestly and said to Uchiha Akira. This, take a closer look. Well, even 3rd generation and Danzo are dead, a huge Konoha village, and now the cage-level powerhouses on the bright side are only the Fugaku Patriarch and himself. So, is this task really only done by oneself? Fire country, on the streets of a town somewhere. A man, tall and mighty, with long white hair, simply tied a ponytail behind his back. Maybe it's because men have long hair, which is in line with the temperament of their writers and artists. There is a pair of clogs under his feet, and there is a forehead protector on his forehead, but the forehead protector is not the logo of any ninja village, but a big, oil, written on it. There are also 2 lines drawn by red oil paint at the corner of the eye, which looks like 2 lines left at the corner of the eye, red tears. If the people in Konoha village are here, they should be able to recognize this costume. This is Jiraiya, one of Konoha village Sanin's arrogant ghosts. Hey, that soup pond just now, Fufufu, actually still has this shape. Yes, this material is very suitable for use in books. However, it's not enough, we have to get more materials. The eyes showed an evil and flat look, and at the same time, Jiraiya stretched out his hand and gestured in the air, as if he was aftertaste something, and the slap in the corner of his mouth was about to flow down. Hey, did you hear that? There's a big earthquake in Konoha village. Big earthquake. What's the situation? A natural disaster. The natural disaster of the ghost. It was Uchiha who staged a coup d'état, and the 3rd Hokage was killed. I heard that Uchiha took over the throne a few days ago and succeeded the 5th Hokage. Just when Jiraiya's mind was reminiscing about the happy picture not long ago, suddenly, the words of the 2 people next to her caught Jiraiya's attention. Konoha earthquake. Third generation died. Hearing this, Jiraiya's expression changed slightly. Then, walk between the two people who just chatted and ask about the situation. From the mouths of these two people, Jiraiya confirmed the news that the third generation old man died in battle, and Uchiha took over. It seems that Uchiha staged the coup. Or, the old man forced Uchiha to stage a coup. Knowing what happened at Konoha village, Jiraiya's face is a little ugly. As a disciple of 3rd Hokage, one of Sanin's Jiraiya, and also the master of 4th Hokage, why did he leave Konoha and wander outside without returning to the village? In fact, Jiraiya also knows what the third generation is, so, disappointed in her heart, she simply turned a blind eye. Therefore, after hearing the news of the Uchiha coup, Jiraiya did not immediately feel that Uchiha was at fault. After all, just look at Tsunade's Senju clan. Also, the prince of the Senju family, who was also Tsunade's younger brother, and Orochimaru's apprentice, would die when he went on a mission with Orochimaru. At that time, I felt that things were a bit strange, not to mention that the Senju family behind them had completely declined. Sure enough, the Uchiha clan is worthy of being the top giants. Without the Senju clan, there will be no one who can suppress the Uchiha clan. Therefore, the position of Hokage of Konoha falls into the hands of Uchiha. It is not good. Strange. In the end, it is the territory of the Fire Country, so I am still very concerned about Konoha village, and the two continue to discuss it. You are wrong, Uchiha didn't start the coup d'état from the position of Guy's ship Hokage, but 3rd Hokage is so unqualified. Ah, unqualified. Don't you all say that 3rd Hokage is the strongest Hokage, Dr. Ninja, and very charitable. Then you have been deceived, and the whole Konoha village has been deceived. At the Hokage succession ceremony, I heard that Uchiha listed the 7 deadly sins of 3rd Hokage. Among them, the most shocking is 4th Hokage's son, Uzumaki Naruto. Obviously he used his body as a container to seal the Nine-Tails demon fox hero, but he was regarded as an orphan by the 3rd generation, and there were even rumors that he was the incarnation of Nine-Tails, so that over the years, Uzumaki Naruto suffered a lot in Konoha village. A cold eye. Ah, 4th Hokage's son, Uzumaki Naruto actually ended up in this field. Is this 3rd generation too cruel? Hearing this, Jiraiya's brows furrowed even more. Naruto. The name Jiraiya is certainly not unfamiliar. The protagonist of his own book, Perseverance and Endurance, is called this name. Then, Minato directly used this name as his son's name. Just, not Namikaze Naruto, but Uzumaki Naruto. And, say he's a demon fox. Has been getting cold eyes at Konoha village. Not to mention it was someone else. Even Jiraiya felt unacceptable when he suddenly heard the news. 3rd generation old man, is he going too far? It seems that after so many years of traveling, I really should go back to the village to see it. Even if there are thousands of things wrong, but after all, the deceased is a big one, and I, a disciple, should go to express my condolences, right? And, knowing that 4th Hokage's son, Uzumaki Naruto, is having a bad time, Jiraiya feels it's time for Konoha to return to the village. The prodigal son who is alone has nothing to pack, but it is a pity that he is going to go to collect materials tonight. It seems that he can only wait until next time. I regretted silently in my heart, and immediately, Jiraiya took a step and went directly to the direction of Konoha village. Uchiha is now Hokage. Let's see what Konoha village will look like under Uchiha's rule. Not to mention the current Jiraiya. After learning what happened in Konoha village, she is rushing towards Konoha village at the moment. At this time, Uchiha Akira has already started organizing staff in Konoha. Sand Shinobi Village, Cloud Shinobi Village and Rock Shinobi Village are all eager to attack Konoha. Their choice, Uchiha Akira can understand. Originally, I thought that because of the high-level executives of 3rd generation, Konoha village would have a serious talent gap. Otherwise, Cloud Shinobi Village would not dare to be so rigid in front of Konoha Village. Now that Konoha-ku, 3rd generation and Danzo, the 2 veteran cage-level powerhouses, are dead, which makes things worse. This is indeed the time when Konoha Village has the least high-end combat power since the establishment of the village. If you think about it from a different standpoint, you will have an idea for Konoha Village too. Now, in the entire Konoha village's cage-level battle, there are only himself and Fugaku. Therefore, the task of shocking other shinobi villages is left to himself. And after Fugaku handed him this difficult task, he was very generous, the people of Konoha village, whatever Uchiha Akira deployed. Therefore, at this time Uchiha Akira is looking for teammates in Konoha village. First of all, Kakashi and Might Guy are both elite Jonin strengths. Especially Might Guy can also open the 7th gate, the temporary cage level power, of course, it will be pulled. Later, Uchiha Akira also came from the Hyuga family, looking for a Jonin to accompany him. The role of the White Eye is still very large, and the perspective ability of the White Eye allows the Hyuga people to have a multiplier effect in medical ninjutsu. However, the Hiyashi Patriarch is also very arrogant, saying that he may encounter Cloud Shinobi Village this time, so he is naturally the Patriarch. And then there's the Ino Shika Cho trio. For the sake of Konoha village, the patriarchs of the 3 families nodded in agreement. In this way, Uchiha Akira has drawn the top 6 of Konoha village. Among them, 4 are the chiefs of the Konoha Shinobi clan, and such a lineup can be regarded as luxurious. Perhaps, this is the top lineup that Konoha village can pull out at the moment. Then, from the various ninja tribes, as well as the civilian ninja, a total of 2,000 people from Jonin, Chunin and Genin were mobilized, and they rushed to the battlefield in the next step. If it's just to intimidate other shinobi villages, it would be great if the top group succeeds. But if a war really breaks out, of course a few people will not be enough. After seeing the last Nara Shikahisa, Uchiha Akira left Nara's house after agreeing to leave tomorrow morning. Looking at the sky, it was very late, so I returned to the Uchiha tribe. However, when walking on the road, Uchiha Akira's footsteps were slightly stunned. A figure caught his attention. Naruto, where are you going so late? Cultivation. You've been working so hard to cultivate so late. 0. Naruto, are you hungry? Auntie cooks a bowl of ramen for you. Naruto, look at your dirty body, bring your clothes tomorrow, eldest sister will help you wash it. Uzumaki Naruto walks in Konoha village, and everyone on the road greets Uzumaki Naruto. This enthusiasm makes Uzumaki Naruto happy and painful. Fortunately, my dream has always been to make people in the village agree with me, and now my dream has come true. But the pain is that the people on the road are really too enthusiastic. Uzumaki Naruto responded with a smile to everyone who said hello, and he really felt like his cheeks were going to freeze. After the identity of Uzumaki Naruto was revealed, everyone in Konoha village knew that he was the son of 4th Hokage. Thinking of the attitude towards Uzumaki Naruto over the years, while scolding the senior Konoha leaders headed by 3rd Hokage, I also feel a sense of guilt towards Uzumaki Naruto. Therefore, these days, the attitude of the people of Konoha village towards Uzumaki Naruto can be said to be a polar reversal. I used to be so indifferent that my eyes could kill people, but now I am so passionate that I could melt people. Watching Uzumaki Naruto walk all the way, the Konoha village is very enthusiastic, and the corner of Uchiha Akira's mouth is slightly raised. To be honest, it was very sad to see Uzumaki Naruto's tragic childhood before the time of crossing. Now, because of his intervention, the tragedy of Uzumaki Naruto has been changed, and Uchiha Akira still has a sense of accomplishment in his heart. After watching for a moment, Uchiha Akira greeted him. Naruto, what a coincidence. Uchiha Akira said hello. Uchiha Akira, what a coincidence, thank you so much for letting me know who my father is, and letting everyone in the village recognize me. Seeing Uchiha Akira, Uzumaki Naruto showed a smile, and for Uchiha Akira, he is still very grateful. If it wasn't for him to let him know the truth, he would have been tricked by 3rd Hokage, and he still thinks he is a good person. How, haven't we had dinner yet? At this point, Ichiro Ramen should not be closed yet. I invite you to eat. Uchiha Akira opened her mouth to invite. Okay. Uzumaki Naruto smiled and nodded at the invitation of Uchiha Akira. Then, the 2 7-year-old children walked towards the direction of Eel Ramen restaurant. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.